Yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome to Raiders Unleashed. We have some trade talks to get into. Jalen Ramsey, Jair Alexander, also the Carolina Panthers are looking to possibly trade back. All that and more coming up on Raiders Unleashed.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a...
What's going on? And there was no sound again. Well, damn. So, man, why don't I have a chat? I have nothing. What the fuck is going on here? Give me 2 seconds. So what's good with the nation? We have some crazy mock drafts to talk about. We also have wild, crazy rumors. Jair Alexander. Rumors are possibly on the trading block. One of the best corners in all of football. Yes, he has some injury problems. Only played 7 games last year. Only played 7 games the year before. So, let me know in the comments. Is this something y'all would be willing to take a look at? Why is that showing not live? What the fuck is going on? Two seconds. What the fuck is going on? Sorry, I gotta pull up this damn chat. Scheduled for 2 hours ago. What the fuck, man? Alright, well, I guess if there's anybody in the building, I have no idea. So maybe it's just a video today. Yeah, so Jair Alexander has been on the trading block. Rumors are that the Packers are looking to move on from the, injury prone corner. If he could stay healthy, again, one of the top corners in the league. What would be the price tag for a corner, hasn't played more than half a season the last 2 years? I've heard 2/6, a fifth and a sixth. The Raiders have 3 sixth round picks. To me, I'd be willing to take that chance. Pull up on YouTube channel. I'm trying, bro. For 2 6 round picks, if you can restructure a contract, I mean, that's damn him with Ja'Cory and Bennett, with Eric Stokes, playing slot or whatever it is, would be absolutely wild. Why does it say it was 2 fucking hours ago? Bro, I don't know what's going on with this shit. But it said this live was already happening 2 hours ago, so probably nobody's gonna pull up. I didn't look to see when it was scheduled. What a dumbass. But the Carolina Panthers are willing to trade down. I believe they are sitting at, where are they sitting at? 8th, somewhere in there. So with that being said, and all the rumors being talked about, the Raiders possibly trading back to 10, with the Panthers being willing to trade that 8th spot, that kind of makes that a little iffy, right? In my opinion, trading out, if you don't, if you're trying to trade back and still get the guy you think is going to be there, to me that leaves a huge question mark. Hold up, bro. I gotta figure this out. Why it's not working. Give me 2 seconds. It's not gonna show up because it says it's already over. Fuck my life, dude. I might have to end and restart again. Unless 2 seconds, I can pull it up on YouTube and see if it's in studio. If it's not, I'm not gonna have a chat, so it's kind of useless to do it live if you can't see the chat, right? Come on, man. View channel. Why is it taking so long? 5 watching. That's weird. It's not pulling up on my phone. Alright, so do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. I don't know. Come on, man. What the hell is going on? Why is it taking so long? John Leon. What's good? What's good? What's good? 5 watching. That's weird. It's not pulling up on my phone. Alright, so I'm gonna mute this because I'm gonna have an echo. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. I don't know. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? Good. Now, 5 watching. That's weird. I know the stats of Jalen Ramsey. Alright, so since I'm not using this phone, I'm gonna have an echo. Might as well pull them up. I think I had them right here. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? 76.9. 5 watching. That's weird. I know the stats of Jalen Ramsey. Alright, so since I'm not using this phone, run defensive grade. Now this is. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? 76.9. 5 know the stats of Jalen Ramsey. Alright, so since I'm not using this phone, run defensive grade. Now this is. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? 76.9. I know the stats of Jalen Ramsey. Alright, so run defensive grade. Now this is. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? 76.9. I know the stats of Jalen Ramsey. Alright, so defensive grade. Now this is. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? 76.9. I know the stats of Jalen Ramsey. Alright, so defensive grade. Now this is. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? 76.9. I know the stats of Jalen Ramsey. Alright, so defensive grade. Now this is. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? 76.9. I know the stats of Jalen Ramsey. Alright, so defensive grade. Now this is. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? 76.9. I know the stats of Jalen Ramsey. Alright, so defensive grade. Now this is. Do got a chat. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raider Ryan. Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think about possibly trading for Jalen Ramsey? 76.9. I know. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, but damn, I would have not put up with that shit. Is it better? Can y'all hear me? Is there still echo? Let me know, please, before I continue to run my mouth. That sounds like absolute shit. Is there still an echo? Echo, testing 1, 2. Thank you. All right, fuck, man. Damn. So I'm sure y'all didn't hear a word I said because when I clicked on my phone, oh, now the chat pops up on the fucking screen. What is going on? Dude, something's lagging. Maybe. I don't know. I apologize again for my shitty ass content. Damn. All right, so if y'all missed that, Jalen Ramsey was. We'll go back to this shit. In case y'all didn't hear it. So overall grade for Ramsey was 76.9. Overall pass rush grade was 76.5. Run defense, which this is our key area where we are lacking, 85.7. But there's a catch to that, and I'll get to it in a minute. Overall coverage grade was 39th out of active corners, 71.9. He had 40 tackles, 46 receptions allowed, 12 pressures, but he also missed 14 tackles. So I don't know how you could grade somebody at 85.7 run grade when you miss 14 tackles. That's ranked 207th in the NFL out of active corners. Jalen Ramsey also had a passer rating allowed of 93.5. That is 101st out of active corners. He also allowed 11.9 yards per catch, Jack Jones style, 87th. So let me know in the comments, if y'all good with that. If you're not good with that, he played 1,227 snaps, 373 on defense, 47 pass rushing snaps, and 607 coverage snaps. So again, not bad. He was 7th in assists at 18. He was 54th in forced fumbles at 0. And he had 1 sack, which ranked 6th among active corners. So to me, this is why I say no. That's a lot of yards after a catch. That's a lot of receptions, 46 in my opinion. He is making $20+ million a season for the next 4 years. So if you trade for him a fifth and a sixth, 2 sixths, I don't see it being much higher than that for as much as he's making. I mean, that's a lot of money, bro. Now, you could, sign him to a 1-year deal, pay him that 21 that he's, or 20+ that he's guaranteed. That's still $20 million for a corner. With those stats to me, is crazy. That, yeah, $20+ million for the next 4 years. So how are you going to get out of that? That's only my question. The run defense would be huge for this team. I heard somebody in the chat earlier compare him to Marcus Peters. I don't know, bro. Come on, the dude's willing to stick his nose in there. He's a thumper. He tackles hard. But at that money, I'm gonna have to move on from that. I can't do that. But let me know what y'all think. Chef, and let me shout out all the people in the building since I'm so far behind. Raider Ryan, Rosetown, appreciate you pulling up. Unleashing Addiction, John Leon. Did I get to you, Chef? Rosetown. All right, so same couple peeps. All right, shout out to all my people rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. Geo Mex. Yeah, the contract is crazy, bro. For a 30-year-old, to me, I'm taking Jahdae Barron. I'm taking him at 6. Now I know there's gonna be a big dispute, but there was no problem taking Charles Woodson. Where did we take Woodson? 4th, 5th, 6th? I don't remember, but we took Charles Woodson very, very high, and people flipped out then. All he did was become Rookie of the Year. Pretty much holds, I think, a lot of records in the nation. was a shutdown corner for years. Left, came back, was a shutdown safety. Dominating safety. Just murdered it. So to me, I've heard all kinds of talk saying you don't take Jade at 7, but those same people that said you do not take Jade at 7 were willing to take Will Johnson. I mean at 6. Sorry, apologize. Were willing to take Will Johnson at 6. Now I know he's 6'1", so he got 2 inches on Barron, but he also wouldn't run a 40 time. And the rumors are he didn't run his 40. He did run his 40 time. They just didn't record it or film it because he was running in the 4.5s. To me, I'm out on that, bro. I'm not drafting a corner in the 6th round that is 6th overall. Sorry, that is going to get cooked. Now, we talked about it yesterday or the day before. To me, Will Johnson is, he's better with his back to the, looking at the quarterback with his back to the, he's not great in press. If he's, if his back's to the quarterback, there's some very, very nasty, ugly plays, but there's some damn good ones too where, he gets his hand in there just because of the size, the length. But I worry about the recovery issues. Now, maybe those people that were willing to take Will Johnson at 6 have changed their mind after, his pro day. But I still hear a lot of talk saying Will Johnson is the best corner in this draft. And, if you believe that, that's fine. But I have to disagree, bro. I have to disagree. I think Jahdae Barron, it's not even close in my opinion. 4.39. He played over 700 snaps in 2022 and 2023 at the slot, so he can play there. He played all his snaps last year on the outside and shut down pretty much everybody they played. So to me, that's worth a 6th overall pick. It's one of our biggest needs, this corner. And if you get a Jahdae Barron at 6 with Jacorian Bennett on the other side, the same speed running 4.3s, bro, that's nasty. That's nasty work. Raider Ryan, shout out my guy. What's good? Appreciate you becoming a member to the channel. There's nobody talking today? Rebel take a blink. Woodson was picked 4th overall, and he was a Heisman Trophy winner. I get he was a Heisman Trophy winner, but Jahdae's numbers are crazy. His stats, the combine drills. He could have been up there, in my opinion, with Travis Hunter. Now, I know Travis Hunter's got the length. He's an athletic freak of nature, and he's one of the top corners. But I don't know if he would have won the Heisman over Ashton Jeanty if he didn't play offense also. That's just my opinion. I don't think he would have got it. Sure, just playing all defense. Sure, on his alone on his defensive prowess or skills. That's my opinion. But Jahdae is nasty, bro. And there's been corners picked in the 1st round in the top 10. I don't even want to go over the list, but there's a lot that haven't panned out. There's a lot, that have. Look at where they took Witherspoon 2 years ago. Look where they took. I think Gonzalez went higher than that. But these guys are picked high for a reason, and I believe he's worth that pick. Now, I could be wrong, but to me, I'd be willing to take the chance. Now, if you could trade back to 10, 13, somewhere in there, then I'm definitely not passing him up there. But then that leaves the question to me, is if you fall to 10 or 13, would you rather have Jahdae and his 4.39 speed, or would you rather have a guy like Nick Eamon-Wari that's 6'3", 225 pounds, runs a 4.3, has crazy size and length, mad coverage skills for a safety, could play, probably corner if you wanted him to with his speed and his size. Maybe the hips, probably not, but that leaves the question. And being in a Pete Carroll system, To me, there is no other player in this draft that screams Pete Carroll and John Spytek. Both of those guys. Nick Emanwari is both of those dudes style guy. Now, if we traded back to 10 or 13, he's projected to go somewhere in the 15s to the 20s. To me, that's the best safety in the draft. He's the best safety in the draft coming out in a while, in my opinion. With his size, his coverability, his recoverability, the man is is just an athletic freak. So, depending on how far you trade back, that leaves the question is it Jahdae Barron? Is it Will Campbell? He does have that Michigan ties. I just don't see Spytek picking a guy that high at 6 with the red flags he's had with the injury problems, and he runs a 4.5. I just see him being out. But I was in fucking for Woodson first game. Hell yeah! Shout out to Chef in the building. Woodson's first game. Damn. But at 6, maybe trade back and get him for more draft. I mean, if you can get more draft capital and get Jahdae, fucking, or even a Nick Emanwari, dude, that's nasty. That would put us. I mean, if you put Nick Emanwari, and I'm sorry, Palamau, Palamau that's my guy, dude. I love that dude. 6'4", probably could pack on a little bit more pounds, but for the little bit of burn and grass time he's got. He gets better every single game. But damn, if you could tell me you could have Jeremy Chin, 6'3", 225 pounds, still runs in the 4.3, 4.4s, and you could have Nick Emanwari as your backfield, your last line of defense, how could you pass on that? Like, to me, that would be absolutely crazy. But I would be happy with Jeanty, though. We haven't had luck picking secondaries high. I mean, Nnamdi Asomugha, right? Wasn't he taken in the top 8, top 10, top something, 6th, 7th? I believe he was taken up there somewhere. Take a blinker. Yeah, hold up. Rebel, do you think the Saints or Cowgirls try to trade up? I think everybody's going to try to trade up. I think. So hear me out. This was my next topic, but maybe this live will be a quick one tonight. I can not be on here for 3 damn hours. So here's my thing. You have a Jahdae Barron. You have a Troy Amos, which I believe is right up there with all those guys. You have Benjamin Morrison. You have Will Johnson. Those are 4 guys that I believe are first-round picks. Every single one of them are easily first-round picks, in my opinion. And I've watched a lot of tape on a lot of guys coming out. That's just how I feel. However, when you look at the board in the positions of need, there might not be 4 teams willing to trade up for any of those guys. But let me give you a list. So, quarterback needy teams, which is their biggest need. It's either their first biggest need or their second biggest need. The Buffalo Bills. To imagine the Buffalo Bills moving up and taking a Jahdae Barron or a Nick Emanwari that high, yes, it sounds crazy. But when you're a team that's made the playoffs over and over and over again, and you're constantly getting cooked on defense, that would sure up a lot. That, I mean, with the acquisitions they made in free agency, the Bills are, one of those teams, like the rest of these teams I'm gonna name, that are probably 1 or 2 players, solid blue chip players, from getting where they want to be. Not just playing 2 or 3 playoff games and then losing right before the Super Bowl. But the Bills could be definitely willing to be trade up. I don't think they value, they don't have as many needs, so they're not valuing the picks that they have. And it would cost them a first, a second, a third, or a fourth, and a second and a third, or a first next year, it would be a lot. It would be a lot for them to try to move up. Um, the Ravens, there's been a lot of mocks where the Ravens take a corner. It's one of their biggest needs. Like, so they could be willing to move up. They're sitting way, way down. Uh, the Bengals also, they have, probably a couple needs: defensive tackle, another dominant edge rusher, maybe another linebacker. But corner is, a dominant shutdown corner is a huge, huge need for them. The Commanders, definitely, definitely. If you watch, the playoff games last year, if they had another shutdown corner, that team is going way farther than they did in the playoffs if they stay healthy, which is a big, big thing. The Rams, the LA Rams, started 1-4 last year, made it to the playoffs, won their division, were that close away from winning that game and making it to the next round. And if their defense was, just a little bit better on the outsides or in the slot, they might have made it there. So, the Cardinals. The Cardinals made a damn good run early. They looked like a team that was gonna make a playoff run. Then injury bug, all that shit fell in. Kind of smacked them around a little bit, but definitely a team that could be willing to move up to get a corner. Um, the Dolphins. The Dolphins need, if they're really if they're really trying to get rid of Jalen Ramsey, they're gonna need a corner. And I don't think they'd be willing to get rid of Jalen Ramsey unless they see a corner in this draft that they really, really like. Because come on, why are you gonna get rid of a Pro Bowl caliber player? Besides the money issues, and they need the cap, but they also need draft picks, and draft picks would help big time. So, I can see the Bills, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Commanders, the Rams, all those guys moving up if a Will Johnson is there, if a Jade Barron is there. Again, Trey Amos, those guys are probably later rounds. Benjamin Morris probably later rounds. I hear a lot of talk, you know, that Barron could be on a lot of people's list. And if you're a team that's, like I said, one or two pieces away, you're willing to take that chance. So, I mean, to answer your question, yes, I can see the Cowboys trying to move up, but I don't think it's for a running back. I think if the Cowboys move up, it's going to be because they're not willing to pay Micah Parsons, and they believe they can get a Micah Parsons in this draft, like a Mikael Williams, like a Mike Green. A lot of these guys could fill that role. And what happened to my chat again? Hold on. Why do I keep losing my chat? Are y'all just not chatting? That's why it's not up? I don't know. Whew. So yeah, I can see the Saints moving up, but I don't see it being for Shador Sanders. I see if they move up, it's gonna be for Jackson Dart. That's just my opinion. They spent exclusive time with Jackson Dart. They had private meetings. They've had private workouts. They've had him in the building a couple times. From the reports that I've got, and there could be a couple teams that are willing to move up. Now, if you follow this channel and you're on here all the time, I've said it and I'm gonna keep saying it. I believe there's 4 quarterbacks that could be drafted in the first round. Cam Moore's going number 1. There's a lot of still quarterback needy teams. even teams that went and got free agents that don't know if that free agent's going to work out, you still got to plan for the future. Especially if you got guys on, 1 year deal. Um, you definitely got to plan for the future. So I could see Jackson Dart, Shador Sanders, and a guy like Tyler Shuck possibly sliding up in there. There's a lot of teams that really like this guy. He's got a lot of play time. Um, he's got the size, he's got the most mobility, he's got speed at quarterback. There's a lot of teams higher on this guy than a lot of people think from what I'm getting and from what I'm seeing. Trade back to Seattle and draft Hampton, Amos, Switzer, A.O. Manor. Fucking love Alec A.O. Manor. Ewers. No, please no Ewers. But, it is what it is. Plus address D tackle, safety, OG. Lots of talent this year except at quarterback. There is lots of talent. The only bad thing about that talent is you have one tier where there's maybe one or two players, whether it's corner, whether it's running back, whether it's edge. Okay, edge might be a little deeper. Or whether it's QB. You have that one tier, which might have two or three guys on it. To me, it's Ashton Jeanty, then Travion Henderson, Omarion Hampton, Judkins. I have, all on that second tier. The drop off is not that bad, but then the drop off from that second tier to the third is dramatic. Now, I know there's a lot of good running backs in here in this year's draft, and I know they say it's one of the deepest drafts. There's 30 guys, there's 8 guys with first round grades, all blah blah blah. But come on, every one of those guys have major red flags. They either were, small schools and still fumbled a lot, turned the ball over. They can't pass block. There's not complete running backs. There's not complete corners. There's not a lot of complete defensive ends. So the fall off gets less and less and less. But there is major talents, and I wouldn't be mad with that. Trading back with Seattle makes sense, and I was gonna bring this up. It's also on my list. Trading back with, can you see it? All right, so was one of my topics trading back with Seattle. Now, I gotta ask this question: could there have been possible talks in the Geno trade? You hear me? Could this already been talked about? Where it's hush hush, secret secret. Maybe Seattle really didn't want to trade Geno, or did, and maybe a third they thought wasn't enough. We will never know. But there could have been talks where, hey, we'll trade you Geno for a third round pick if you trade us that 6th round pick on draft day for this, and this, or this, and this. Could be a possibility. Also, as much as it hurts to say this, it hurts to say, no, it don't hurt at all. I'm just fucking with you. But there's also a scenario where you got a guy like Sam Darnold over there in Seattle, damn good pocket passer. I don't know who their backup is, but I know he's not Aiden O'Connell. Could you possibly throw in Aiden O'Connell in a trade to just get Seattle's 18th pick overall and keep our 6th? Maybe Michael Mayer, Aiden O'Connell, 2 6th round picks. I think that about covers it, right? I think Aiden O'Connell would be worth, to me, a 3rd round, bro. Come on. You're not going to get a backup quarterback that's played 17 games has 20 touchdowns and 11 interceptions with almost 4,000 yards. You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that in the NFL. Um, what they give up for Joe Milton? Anybody know? Somebody tell me what they gave up for Joe Milton. Chucky Smoke, what's good? What's good? I'll get to that in a sec. Cause I know Joe Milton ain't no Aiden O'Connell. So if you throw Aiden O'Connell a 4th-round pick and Michael Mayer, who was a 2nd-round pick, to me, even if you value them at that, that's a 2nd, a 4th, and 2/6. We might have to throw in another pick. But that's another possibility. Like maybe the Raiders want to keep that 6th pick, but want to get back into the 1st round. We've seen teams do it, year after year, and those teams usually get two, a blue chip and a guy that's right at that point of blue chip player in the 1st round. Because, like I said, there's a lot of talent, but the talent does fall off drastically, from the top tier guys, the 2nd tier guys, and the 3rd tier guys. It's a pretty big drop. So, just throwing that out there, could be another trade scenario where Seattle might need a backup quarterback, right? Or maybe they don't know what they're going to get in Sam Darnold. Shit. Maybe they get the same Sam Darnold he's been his whole career. And maybe they need somebody waiting in the wings. I mean, another huge possibility, right? And it would make sense. Seattle has a lot of needs. They need a receiver. They need offensive linemen. They need help on defense. I do believe they need a corner, safety, all that. So, would make sense for Pete Carroll, who already knows John Schneider, knows those guys over there in the office, to be willing to make a trade with those guys if you're trying to get back up into the 1st round. If not, like I said yesterday, the day before, the Falcons are sitting right there. They only have 5 picks, and they're not very good ones. So they could easily want to get back, try to trade a little bit back and, trade back to the 2nd round and get more valuable picks. Because that's a team that, they have their quarterback, they have their running back, they have weapons at receiver, probably use another one, but right there in that mix. Go back to Geo shit. Well, Marion Hampton, I'm taking Travion Williams over that, or Travion Henderson over that dude any day of the week. Just me. But I mean, you couldn't be mad with Hampton, right? Unless he turns out to be what he's not supposed to be. But Henderson with no fumbles, 1,000 yards, sharing duties, over 1,000 yards. Like, didn't he have crazy almost 15 or over 15 catching and rushing? So with those numbers, splitting duties is, to me, like Jeanty, is just invaluable. So I wouldn't be mad with Amos, R. Schlesinger. I love A.O. Manor. I have him on a bunch of mock drafts. I think he's our receiver that you could, he's going to fall to the 4th round. Maybe late 3rd. Move back up and get him. But from what I've seen in everybody's mock drafts, 4th round, still there. So that'd be crazy if you get a guy like that 3rd or 4th round. Who you got at defensive tackle? Our guard, our tackle. Let me know your comments. Let me know who you guys got at defensive tackle. Who's your best defensive tackle in this draft that you think we could get? Maybe even if you fell to the 2nd round, right? I wouldn't want to pick a defensive tackle with that being our strongest our strongest suit on the team. But maybe 4th, 5th, 3 6th round picks. Is there a tackle in the 6th round that y'all would take? Let me know. We can sit around. We can't sit around. We want a player. We got to make it happen. Exactly, Rosetown. 100%. Like, same thing I said with Jeanty. The beginning before I got off the dart thing, because if they take Dart at 6, that's crazy, and he's not making out of the second round. So why talk about a player that probably not gonna make the team? But we're gonna talk about him here coming up in a minute. So, but yeah, if you want a guy, you got to go get him. Same thing I said with Jihad Campbell. I believe strongly, very strongly, that Jihad Campbell is the best linebacker in this draft. And people tell me he's not a linebacker, but he played linebacker. He played middle. He played outside. He played edge. You can move him around. He's one of those hybrid guys. There is nobody on the planet that likes hybrid guys more than Pete Carroll. He was the inventor, the innovator of bringing in these hybrid guys, taking them out of their position and moving them all around because they're athletic enough to do that. Now, Jihad Campbell is him, bro. Jihad Campbell is nasty. He can cover. He can rush the passer. He can get off blocks. He can get through the line. He can get skinny and get through there, get to the quarterback. And I know everybody's going to say Jalen Walker. I'm not mad at that either. I wouldn't be mad at either one of those guys. But I just feel if the Raiders have them, in a top tier, and they're picking at 6, you got to take them at 6 unless you can trade back. And if you can't get nobody to trade back with you, you got to go get your guy. You got to go get him. And everybody said, nobody keeps that same energy at quarterback, because everybody said last year, oh, if you believe Jaden Daniels is your guy, you got to go up and get him. You got to go up and get him. But we had nobody to, nobody was budging. We could have offered the whole entire team, and Washington was not trading that pick. You can only offer so many first rounds. Or I'm sure we would have tried first, second, third, everything. I'm sure they tried a bunch, but reports are they didn't try at all. Who knows? However, if you feel your guy is there, and that's the highest guy on your board, and he is there when you pick, you take him. You have to, right? If the highest guy on your board is gone, and he's the second, or third, or even fourth, maybe you have your second, third, and fourth tier, 85 points, 84.5 points, 84 3/4. I don't know how they rate these guys, but it's on a point rank. So maybe they're that close. Maybe one plays corner, maybe one plays running back, maybe one plays linebacker, right? If you have all those guys on the same number, one of them leaves, one of them is gone, or you can choose, which one you want. You have to take the best player at the biggest position of need. If you understand what I'm saying? Like, if it's running back, or you think it's corner is the biggest position of need, and the best corner is sitting there at 6, you have to take him. You have to take him. Now, people are going to get pissed, but Raider Nation is never going to be happy. We're going to argue about who we should pick. We're going to argue after we pick about who we should have picked for the next 5 years, because we're still talking about, Tyree Wilson. We should have taken Jalen Campbell. We're still talking about we're still talking about the Jamarcus Russell draft and who we should have picked, instead of him. So Raider Nation is fickle, bro. We're never going to be happy unless we win. I guarantee you, if we win, nobody's going to bitch about who's on this team. Nobody's going to critique and nitpick every fucking player on this team like I do, like everybody does when they're doing bad. Even if we're winning, when guy misses a tackle or throws an interception, nobody's going to care. Nobody cares in Kansas City. It's not the end of the world. They don't come on there and, bash their quarterback and bash their running backs for fumbling one time on one attempt. Like, no other teams do that but the Nation. That's why I love us. But so yeah, I agree. If your guy's there, bro, jump up, get him, take him. Don't be scared. It's you never know unless you try, right? And you can't fail unless you try. So it's not like it's an Alex Leatherwood pick, right? It's not like it's a Damon Arnett pick, right? We did pick Arnett in the first round. I just don't see any of those guys being like that. You know, barring they stay healthy. I would take Jalen Walker. I would take Campbell. I would take Jeanty. I would take Barron. You know, of course, all those top guys, Travis. I don't know if I take Jalen Carter at 6, bro. There's just so many guys that are just like that close away from being just as good as that dude. And the injuries just scare me, but you know, um, I probably wouldn't at 6. But yeah, those are my guys that I would take at 6. And my sleeper that I'm gonna keep saying is just me, Nick Emanwari, bro. Nick Emanwari. It wouldn't be the first time that Pete Carroll has taken a safety in the first round. I think he even moved up to get one pretty high. I don't know if somebody could check that shit. I got any mods in here that want to do research? Facts. They go first or early second. Oh yeah, all these early like first 2 or 3 picks. So and it's gonna be, you know, the same way with a couple of these running backs. I believe there's 3 running backs in the first round. Maybe only 2. Maybe O'Marion Hampton. Nah, he's got to be a first round pick. But you never know. That team that gets to him might need a quarterback and a running back, and you might have Shador there. You know, it might be the Steelers at 21. Have a chance of O'Marion Hampton and Shador. Which one you taking? So I can see, a fact where guys fall out. But I just don't see a scenario where Trayvon Henderson makes it out of the first round, bro. Like, I'm still like, the more and more I see him, there's just teams cannot be that bad at drafting, bro. And if they are, please hire me. I'll work for free the first couple months just to prove, just to prove, like whatever you want me to prove. But damn, you can't be that bad at drafting to say that dude is you need a running back as your biggest need and you're not gonna take him in the first round would be crazy to me. Blink of time. I think this thing's about to die, but let me try. Oh, blinky, blinky. Oh, blinky, blinky. Damn, that hurts. That live rosin is nasty, bro. Have you seen Gruden's QB comp this season? Yes, I watched all of them. We had Will Howard yesterday. Excuse me. And it's supposed to have your later round quarterback. Riley Leonard. Yeah, he's already on. You could search his channel. It's already up. Search on Gruden channels. The Riley Leonard one's it's active. I watched it a couple days ago. I think last week. He did there's another one up too. Give me a second. I'll get to it. Seth Hennigan. Seth Higgins, whatever quarterback named Seth. I believe he played at I'm probably gonna get this wrong too. Never mind, I'm not even gonna try to say it. I don't know what school. But yeah, he did another one that I watched last night. I love Gruden's breakdowns, bro. And I'm glad you brought that up because I'm gonna get off my subject because this subject is better. Pull up a chair for all you DC haters. Go watch John Gruden and the pressure he puts on a quarterback, and look at Derek Carr's numbers that he's put up for the Raiders. And go look at Derek Carr this year and last year, where he was rated. Go grade his PFF. I believe he was in the top 10 this year with 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I don't know how many yards. before he got hurt. But what I'm getting at is all the hate for Derek Carr, bro. John Gruden put so much pressure on this dude when he was coach. It is absolutely ridiculous what he does to quarterbacks. He's got 4 plays every time you come to the line of scrimmage. And if a safety does this, you have 2-3 different options. Not to mention, you have all the fake snap count in your head, which are just, fake play words to keep guys guessing and wondering what the hell is going on. Then you guys got moving and crossing. You got another 3 different plays you can call out of what the linebacker does, what the safety does. You got to remember all this shit, a whole damn playbook, and every time you go to the line of scrimmage, for every play, you got 4 different plays you can call out of every single play this man called. That is absolutely fucking crazy to me. Not Peyton Manning, nobody that I know or ever heard of having that much responsibility. It is crazy to me. You got to know, if you say Rita, guys are running right. If you say Lucy, guys are running left. And he changes it for every play. Sometimes it's a city, like Riverside. Sometimes it's a, oh my God, dude. You have to be an absolute genius to play quarterback for John Gruden. I don't know, and I take back everything I said about Brad Johnson. Because I was like, Brad Johnson was just a bridge quarterback that won a quarterback for Tampa Bay. I take it back. I digress. I apologize. That dude is a flipping genius, is why Tampa Bay won a Super Bowl. Now, he didn't have crazy, numbers that year, but he had good enough numbers for the shit he has to process. You have to have a computer chip in your head to process the shit John Gruden is trying to put you through just to run one play before you go to the line of scrimmage. Dude, you're running bunch. He's running bunch. You're running to the line of scrimmage, and you're still got to look at the safety. You got 3 different plays you can call from there. You're looking at the linebacker. You're looking at each corner. You're calling, fake shit to see if anybody moves, and then you're calling plays out of that. No wonder we snapped the ball with 4 seconds, 5 seconds left the whole time Derek Carr was, under Gruden. I was wondering, I was like, bro, why did it take so long to snap the ball? Because he's got to survey the whole entire field. So my point is, I thought Will Howard absolutely killed it, bro. He killed it. And I love Riley Leonard. I don't know why. I'm again not a Notre Dame fan. The same thing with AOC. Wasn't a Purdue fan. Just something about the kid. I was like, bro, that kid's got it. I'm 50 years old. I've seen a lot of football. You could just tell when somebody has, that competitive, that want to, the desire. And that's what I see in Riley Leonard. You don't dive over guys when you don't have shit like that. You're not carrying a team on your back, running the ball all the time. But anyways, back to the subject before I forget what I was talking about. Will Howard murdered it, dude. He murdered it. John Gruden made him draw plays on the board. He was making him write shit down, trying to confuse him while he's write shit down, calling plays out, jumping to the next play on the board. That dude has it. He kind of like a Brad Johnson if you think about it. I mean, if you put them together. But anyways, John Gruden said, why are you not a first round pick? And I was wondering kind of the same thing. I don't believe that I could ever remember, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the chats, but holy shit, I'm way behind in the chat. Fuck my life. I hate having my chat on here because when I stop to read something, it doesn't go back down. So I don't even know if people are talking. Anyways. No, I forgot. Will Howard, just the information that he could recollect, he knew everything that Gruden was saying. And when they got on the football field, because they sit there for like 2-3 hours going over all these plays, talking football, doing all that shit. And then they go out there and they run you know, from one side of the field to the other, plus a couple practice plays. If you've watched it, you know, cool. If not, then I'm telling you what's happening. But when they got on the field, Will Howard recollected every single thing John Gruden said. He remembered the so when they go to the line of scrimmage, you know, it's blue, 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 whatever number, blue 52, you're calling to linebacker, blue 36, you know, the corner's blitzing, blue, whatever, the safety number. And then you're seeing what everybody's doing. And then when everybody moves, then you got a quick snap count, or you got, you know, fake calls like fucking Albert Einstein. You got guys crossing, changing places. They're basically running the same route. They're going to the same dude. You're just mixing shit up. So for Will Howard at that young age to be able to recall everything John Gruden said out there on the football field impressed the shit out of me. Not to mention the fact that how athletic he was in the playoffs. I didn't see that side of him. So, you know, when it came time, playoff time, and everything was on the line, I seen more of that fire and competitive nature from Will Howard. And I'm not going to lie, I was impressed. But what I was saying is, I can't remember in watching college football my whole life somebody winning a national championship, taking his team to a national championship, dominating teams the way they did, and not being talked about as a first round pick, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of surprising. He had 2,000-yard receivers. One was a freshman. 2,000-yard receivers, 2,000-yard running backs. Not to mention, I think Henderson had over 500 yards receiving or something close to that, and Judkins had a bunch too. Not to mention all the other players on that team. So I'm really impressed with Will Howard. I would not be mad whatsoever. You know, especially with him knowing already the system. You got to learn the, you know, the language, the lingo, terminology and shit. But him already knowing what Chip Kelly wants to do, I think puts you a year ahead than every rookie coming out of this class. Right? In my opinion. You know what your coach wants. You know what he's trying to do. You can help teach your receivers. You can help teach your running backs. You just got to learn new terminology. So don't be surprised if they take Will Howard in the third. And I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad. It'd probably be a little crazy in my opinion. And it would put a whole lot of pressure on Geno. But I don't see him falling out of that. I could see him going, you know, second round now. Just because of that John Gruden show. Yeah, I could definitely see him bumping that shit up. I'm not doing my Gruden voice. That was horrible, bro. That was horrible. Let me practice a little bit. I've been practicing in the mirror. No, I'm just fucking with you. Which I can't do that, bro. That's wasted gig, bro. I can't still waste this gig, bro. That's fucked up. But I do love that John Gruden, man. That John Gruden's nasty, man. And the Riley Leonard thing, I might have to put him above Riley Leonard, just because I love Riley Leonard's character. I love both their character. I love their fire. I love their competitiveness. Oh, and let me forget before I forget one thing about about Mr. Will Howard, as he put a quote out, a tweet. I don't know what it was on, maybe on X, something, I don't know. But I read this shit from Will Howard that said, whatever team does not pick me in this draft, I'm going to make it my sole life mission to make every one of those teams regret it every time they see me. So, pretty confident. He's pretty confident. Little spunky. And I know somebody in the comments is going to be like, well, what about Shador? I get it. They're the same. They kind of got a little cockiness. Um, Shador said the same thing, and to me, it's not really something you want to say. I guess because teams can look at it, you can look at it as this dude thinks he's a shit, or he's cocky, or he just wants to prove himself. Either way, probably not the greatest thing to say, but I love that fight, that will to show that, bro, y'all are passing on me. And there's been other quarterbacks that have done that made it their mission to just destroy the teams that didn't take them, and they turned out to be pretty good. So having more fuel for the fire, not just wanting to be the starter in the NFL or be that guy. If you have a mission, on top of that, bro, shit, that can make you damn good. And the kid impressed me on his drives. Again, his throws, all his throws were on target. Um, but Riley Leonard, he didn't kind of he didn't run it as the same. And Seth Hennigan, I don't think he got the concept. Like he's very smart quarterback. He's damn good at recollecting the plays, but I don't think he got the concept, which is probably why he's down there lower than the other two guys. I don't think he really picked up on the concept of what Gruden was trying to say. Calling the fake snap count. I never heard him do that. He didn't. He didn't run bunch. He missed on a lot of things that Gruden was saying. So that kind of threw me off. But Seth Hennigan has got an arm, bro. That dude, I don't know how mobile he is, but dude was on target, man. He hit every target. He dropped every throw in the bucket. John Gruden had this big ass net. So impressive quarterback. I don't think he just I don't know if, maybe he just wasn't intelligent enough to get what Gruden was saying like the other two. But Will Howard was the most impressive so far out of those. And I hope Gruden makes more before the draft, because I'd like to see the rest of these quarterbacks. But he better get on it because there's only a couple days left. But Riley Leonard was impressive as hell too. And he, I think he missed on a couple of those concepts also. The left and right are changing guys, are using fake words and shit like that. He didn't do as much. But the mobility, I keep saying this guy is Josh Allen 2.0. And I hear all the time, Riley Leonard can't throw the ball. That's funny. That's what they said about Josh Allen. He's just a run first quarterback. That's what they said about Josh Allen coming out of Wyoming. He has no accuracy. He has no touch. He'll never be a quarterback in the NFL. Why the hell are the Bills moving up to 7 to take him? Well, all he is an MVP. Been to the playoff almost every year. They say the same thing about Riley Leonard, and the kid is just as mobile. He's 6'4", same height. He's 220 pounds, 19 pounds. Could pack on another 15 would be great, especially to take absorb hits in the NFL from these monsters. But the athleticism is nasty. The speed with pads on, and game time is there. I've seen this dude run away from safeties, from corners, from linebackers, and outrun them to the end zone. So he's got the speed, he's got the size, and the accuracy is way better than people talk about. His arm strength is no problem. I mean, I don't know how far you got to throw in the NFL, but I've seen him throwing 60-yard passes in the air. So if you got to throw more than that in the NFL, you're probably losing a lot, or you just got a shitty ass coach, right? All right, let me get back into this. Charge the pin up. I think it's still going. Hold up. I don't have a charger right here. I have to get up. Jeanty is available. Gino. All right, I'm trying to find where we at. Okay, Gruden's thing. Haha. Yeah, she hunted rag dogs, so I gotta wait, whoa, wait, what? Whoa. Alright, I'm just gonna stop right there. Y'all are wild, bro. AOC has to be a lock for a backup. He's a keeper. Like his contract, Mayer is a keeper. We lose them. Um, we have to draft those positions. No thanks. I agree 1,000,000%. I agree. I agree. I don't know if Tom Brady agrees. I hope he does. And I'll get to that here in a second. But I agree, GMX 1,000%. Michael Mayer, to me, is going to be another one of those guys that's invaluable. You can't put a price tag on it because he's not going to make, he's not going to have 100 catches. He's not going to have 50 catches. Fuck, I don't even think he had 10. But he's what he is you can line him up at fullback. He's one of the best blockers we have on the team. Shit, better than half our linemen. So you can run a lot of 12 personnel with him. You can keep him in to protect Geno. You could send, Brock Amazing Bowers out to do whatever route you possibly want him to do because it really don't matter. He's unguardable. So when you got Brock, you can line up on either side and then keep Mayer in the block, and you have 6 guys, and you don't have to go to a jumbo package, but you have 6 offensive linemen. 12 personnel is nasty. If we have the running game that we need to run 12 personnel. You can't run 12 personnel with 60 yards a game, 69 yards a game. You have to have a team that's averaging, minimum 120 yards a game, in my opinion, to make that shit work, because you're not throwing the ball down the field enough. So, and you got to keep the opposing team off the field. But yeah, I agree 100%. I would keep AOC. I would keep Mayer. Like, again, AOC, 17 starts, 20 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, only sacked 23 times. Only 23 times. Geno was sacked 50. 50. The big 50. In case you can't understand 50. The big 50. That's wild, bro. That's wild. For a guy that's supposed to be a dual threat, he also threw 15 interceptions with 21 touchdowns. Aiden O'Connell, yes, it's a two-year span, but it's not his fault they didn't start him back-to-back, because his numbers would be way better, and we all know that. I mean, Ray Charles knows that shit. So to have, in a 17-game period, almost better stats than the guy you just paid $40 million and $66 million guaranteed, yeah, you got to keep him on your roster. You got to. AOC ain't training with Brady for no reason. I hear you. I don't know how much that is, though. I don't know if that's an everyday thing. We don't know. And if you do know, please tell me. Please tell me. Email me, drop it in there, show me a link, something. We don't know how long that was. We know they watched film together. Was it just watching film for Tom Brady to evaluate Aiden O'Connell? Or was he watching film with Aiden O'Connell because he's seen what Aiden O'Connell can do on the football field? And he was like, damn, let me get this kid in the film room and pick his brain and see if he's him. Or if I believe he's him. Or if he's, got what it takes. If he's got that drive. Because we already know he don't have the athleticism. But he has everything else, in my opinion. And there's been plenty of quarterbacks, Hall of Famers, that have had everything but the athleticism. So I'm just saying. So, he could be training with them. It could be a once in a while thing. But didn't Aiden O'Connell say he went to his house? I could have swore something like he went to his house and was watching film or some shit. Which that's crazy. I mean, why would you invite, even no matter where they were watching film, why would you invite a dude to watch film with you that you didn't believe in or you didn't see something in? You can watch the all 22. He's got every film he could possibly want on Aiden O'Connell. I'm sure he just gotta go in there and type in the game and it'll pop up. So I'm sure he watched some games. I mean, I don't know how many games you could watch live because he was probably doing a lot of games. So I don't know if he made it in any live games, but I'm sure he made it at some practices last year, some OTAs. I'm sure he's seen the dude live. So I don't really see a where you have to work out with the kid and evaluate film with the great Tom Brady when you know damn well that kid, his idol is Tom Brady. He switched to number 12. He wants to be Tom. For Tom Brady to not just see that and be like, all right, this dude has a strong arm. I was drafted in the 7th round for a reason. He wasn't the greatest quarterback. Now, maybe you guys missed on some of that shit, but he did get to sit for a year under Belichick, under Josh McDaniels. Say what you want about him. He got to sit a year. Aiden O'Connell didn't, right? Aiden O'Connell was a 4th round pick. Brady was 6th. Like, there's a huge difference there. Now, some could say that he shouldn't have been picked there, but we don't know. There was a reason he got picked there. Most of it probably bad drafting. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But if it's an everyday thing, Aiden O'Connell ain't going nowhere. And if it's an everyday thing, shit, Gino might be not have to worry about Shador getting drafted to look over his shoulder. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I heard he asked Tom Brady for permission to wear number 12. I don't think you have to get permission to wear number 12. Tom Brady never wore 12 with the Raiders, but respect for him if he did. The kid's the GOAT. And why would Tom Brady say, yeah, you could wear my number, if he thought he was going to bring shame to that number in the Raider Nation, a team that he's minority owner on? I mean, I'd be like, nah, bro. nah. You can't wear my number. Sorry. This is pissing me off that my chat is not up here right now on the screen no more. What did y'all do? Emojis. Where did my chat go? I don't have a chat. Weird. Okay. Let me add one. See if this happens. Somebody type. Oh wait, I want to try something. Since none of y'all ever do it. Sorry, I'm trying to see if my emoji thing works. Because it's supposed to have an emoji thing. So if you type emojis, it's supposed to spin around on the screen or appear on the screen, and it didn't work. So I just typed shit for nothing. That didn't work. Oh fuck! All right, what else we got? What else we got? Excuse me. Along with draftees, I draft 115 defensive tackle Joshua Farmer from FSU, Shiloh Sanders for shits and grins. No, we need those picks, bro. I mean, he's a decent tackler. He's all right, but I seen him get cooked too many times. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about people. But yeah, I don't know about I don't know. Joshua Gray plays both guard and tackle, and Khalil Mullins in the 7th. Who is Joshua Gray? I'm trying to think. I know the name, I just don't know what he plays for. And I could definitely see us taking a lot of, maybe one offensive tackle if they decide to go that route. Because let's be honest, I love the mule DJ Glaze. But bro, yes, he was a rookie. Yes, he can grow. But there's so many times that he gave up just crazy amount of pressures. His PFF grade is no bueno. It's not. It's not good. It's not good at all. Um, some of the games that I'd watched, they were, they were rough, right? They were rough. He got worked a lot, and again, he was a rookie. He could get better, but I just feel as a third round pick, if we can get a guy in the first or second, if that's the way they want to go, I'm not mad at it. Shoring up the trenches. That's a huge need, and you can easily move DJ Glaze, over to guard. Also, we have Mumford. I mean, he was injured. He's going into what, his fifth year. Like, I mean, shit. Maybe he wants his job back. We don't know. But he played pretty decent. But I think he's better on the left side than the right side. So I think we need another tackle and guard. Now I've been saying all year for the last couple months that we just need two guards. I don't know. I think we do need a tackle. I really do. Um, but I love for it to be a dominant, starter first round. Of course, who wouldn't? Are we? Is there one in this draft? I don't. I don't know. I don't know. If it was me, I would take Gray Zabel late in the first round. I don't see him falling to the second. Um, I would take that dude Charles Grant at a William Mary. You know, I didn't know shit about him till the last month. He's been popping up everywhere. So the more film I watch on that guy, it's impressive. Impressive. Him and DJ Glaze next to each other would, man, we would have a wall on the offensive line for sure. For sure. 9 days. Yes, yes. I need to get a countdown. I need to make a countdown. Tomorrow I should have a countdown on this bitch. So 8 days to the draft. I gotta put it somewhere. Again, I don't know why my chat is not working. I'm pissed. None of my things are working. If Jeanty is available, Gino and him will fill the seats for sure. After the draft, the nation is gonna be divided. Man, we're always divided. Nobody ever, and that's what makes it great, right? Like, everybody has their own opinions. Some of them are just absolutely wild. Some of mine are absolutely wild, right? Who would have thought Nick Emanwari, anybody would have said take at 6? I'm sure nobody, but me. Me, I'm like, shit, I'll take him at 6 any day of the week. Just because I know what it means to have a dominant front defensive line, and then have two of the best safeties in the, that would be the best safety tandem, possibly of all times. It could be. That would be just crazy with those dudes. Two hybrid safeties. just freakish. Arnie Garza in the building. Sorry so late to see it. Shador Sanders not going to Green Bay, but Dart will be there, mean for this draft value. Green Bay. You don't think they're good with Jordan Love? I don't see him taking Shador or Green Bay. The Saints, the Browns, the Giants, the Steelers, and possibly us. Possibly us. Don't be surprised. Which, I mean, to me it would be stupid and it wouldn't make sense at all. Because if you take him at 6, you have a 5th-year option, which is the best way to go in my opinion. But maybe Shador falls to the later rounds, and maybe the Raiders jump back up and take him instead of the Browns or the Giants. I mean, could happen if he's there, if they're that high on him, right? Maybe they don't want to take him in the first round to put that pressure on Geno. Because, Raider Nation, every time Geno throws an interception or fumbles, which he had 15 interceptions, 6 fumbles last year, that's pretty much won a game. That's 1.5 turnovers a game. So look for either a fumble or a interception average a game for Geno. Every time that happens, the whole entire planet's gonna be like, oh, Shador, bring in Shador, just like they were with Aiden O'Connell that came in, played his ass off, went 3-1 in the division, um, had a an outstanding 10 games, 11 games as a fourth round pick, and then everybody said, "Oh no, we don't want that dude. We don't want that dude," because they thought they can get JD5, which was a pipe dream. What I'm saying is, there's only a couple teams in the running for Shador, and there's a lot of teams that think he's still not a first round pick still. But I don't see him making it out of the first round, which is crazy, right? Most teams don't see him as a first round pick, but he's not making it out of the first round just because there's 4 quarterbacks that I have graded that could go in the first round, and somebody's gonna take one. And Jackson Dart is gonna go in the first round. I've said that all year long. I've argued with everybody on X, on fucking Instagram, on everything you could possibly think of. There's no way Jackson Dart's a first round quarterback, bro. You need some of these. You need some of these. Under pressure, highest rated quarterback in college football last year. John Leon. What's good? Charge up Rebel and hit that pin. Fuck. Man, I'll just hit it till it dies, and then, cause I gotta get up, move, and all that shit. Players run free agency too in garbage time. Carr gets numbers in garbage time. Carr doesn't get numbers in garbage time, bro. Carr gets numbers all the time. It doesn't matter if it's garbage time. He just gets disrespected because he's not. I don't know why. But his numbers don't lie, and everybody wants to be stat guys and say, well, this guy did this, and look at his stats, and look at his stats. But then you look at Derek Carr's stats, and you're like, oh, well, Derek Carr soft. Oh, well, Derek Carr this. Well, Derek Carr that. But you brought up stat. Well, not you, but people bring up stats, and then you say throw in Derek Carr's and compare them, and they're like, oh, well, maybe he is okay. But then it's garbage time stats. Like, not all of his plays are garbage time stats. And a lot of those garbage time stats, as you say, garbage time, were fourth quarter comeback wins. Go look at how many fourth quarter comeback wins he has for the Raiders in 2 minutes, with inside 2 minutes. It's a lot. It's the most, I think, out of any Raider quarterback. Just saying. Apokasi, what's good? Yeah, AOC got 8 up against the Chargers the first time in the first game. And he was fed to the fire. Yeah, he got sacked 7 times. But then he threw 4 touchdowns on them the next time they played. So that's spunk to me. It's my time. I could barely hear you. Is anybody else having a problem hearing me? To make sure it's not my shit. Alright, I think I'm about caught up on this shit. Candy Stream Raid. LOL told her no viewers just to come over here. Justin Leonard, what's good? Appreciate you. Rebel Candy was dissing you. What? That's fucked up, bro. She better not. She wouldn't do that shit to my face. Cool. Appreciate y'all coming over, showing some love. Sorry I took so long to get to it. I had to catch up in these chats, and sometimes my rambling goes way too long. Sanders is going to Green Bay for the draft green room. Got it. I thought he wasn't. I heard he wasn't. Which might have changed. But I could have swore I read something this morning saying that he wasn't going to be invited. or he wasn't going. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I seem nice. Appreciate it. Steeler Nation rules. Black and gold. What? Steelers. All right, so you a Steelers fan in the chat. Who you drafted? Are you taking Shador Sanders? Are you moving up to get him? Do you like Jackson Dart? What's the talk in Steeler Nation? Gold Towel Country. What's the talk over there? Spill the beans. Spill the beans. All right, man. So let's get into this shit. One more thing. You know, Jackson Dart, they came out with a list of best fits. So they have Steelers, Saints, Giants, Rams, Browns, and the Miami Dolphins? Could you see Jackson Dart possibly leapfrogging everybody except Cam Ward? You see, Miami's tried to trade up with me. In every mock draft I've done in the last 4 or 5 days, there has not been one draft. Oh, I take that back. No, they offered to trade up in the draft we did 2 days ago. There hasn't been one draft, and I've done probably 20 in the last 4 days. There hasn't been one where Miami hasn't tried to trade up to the 6th spot, which I don't think they would take Jackson Dart there. But I don't know. We never know, right? Tua's got a lot of concussion problems. He's one of the most accurate passers in the NFL last year, but he takes a lot of sacks. He had a lot of turnovers. Could they be willing to move up or take a guy that early? Or, you know, if the Saints take Shador or nobody takes a quarterback, if he's there at 13, maybe the Dolphins take a quarterback. There has been reports of Tua partying all summer long. Not just one, not just two, but I've seen a bunch of reports of him in Miami on his boat partying his ass off, tore back. So if you're the Dolphins and you have a quarterback that's had concussion, 3 concussions, to where they told you probably shouldn't even play football and you should question your career, and then you're going to party all summer long, and then the last second try to get in shape for camp when guys have been, you know, like Aiden O'Connell, have been working since the season ended, like a week after, you know, out there putting in that grind every day. And then you got guys like that. If I'm the Dolphins, bro, I'm like, come on. If you ain't in tip-top 150% coming into camp after the games you missed and the, you know, concussion issues and the problems you have, I'm moving on. So if I'm the Dolphins, El Capitan was good. You know, if I'm the Dolphins, I would definitely think about it. Yeah, Shador ain't going. Shiloh taking his place. You think Miami takes Gabriel to learn? Okay, that's a hot take. You think what, second, third? You think they try to take him early? Because every mock draft I've seen, Dylan Gabriel was talked about being the best quarterback in this draft, right? Everybody had him in the first round. 4 months ago, I can name plenty of content creators that were saying Dylan Gabriel was the pick for the Raiders without even thinking about it. But since we are on the what's it called? I don't know. Some kind of challenge. We're not gonna do that, but what else we got? Capitan, what's good? What's good? So yeah, man, that's what it is. You got the Steelers, Saints, Giants, the Rams, which make all the sense in the world too. Like that's why I say there's gonna be so many trade predictions, and that's another one. Now I know it's been in the title, and shit, if y'all made it this far, I appreciate it. But how about the Rams, right? You got Matthew Stafford, who they were talking about trading at the beginning of the year. I mean, not at the beginning of the offseason. He was hanging out with Tom Brady in Montana in a ski resort, you know, doing their thing up there. Hopefully it was no Diddy shit. I'm just fucking. But yeah, they just oddly met up at a ski resort. So yeah, he was being shopped around. They ended up, you know, working out a contract. But who's behind him? Jimmy G? You got Jimmy Garoppolo? I got smoke to that. Hold up. You got Jimmy Mofo Garoppolo as your backup? I don't think that's gonna cut it. I don't think that's gonna cut it. So he's not your future. He's definitely your backup, but I don't think they're planning on going with Jimmy G after Stafford decides to move on or possibly retire or whatever that is. You know, who knows? Maybe they try to trade him, you know, next year. Maybe they were like, damn, we shouldn't have let this slip that we were trying to trade him. And, you know, maybe they hope he has a better year this year and try to get rid of him again. But you got to have a replacement, and you got to have one soon. And I don't know how long it's been since they drafted a quarterback. But the Rams could definitely be a team, which would be stupid in my opinion. Because, again, they made the playoffs. They won their division. They started out 1-4. They're a scary team. They have a run game. They have a nasty, nasty receiving core. Even losing Cooper Kupp, I believe, you know, definitely got to go get a wide receiver. But they have a nasty receiving core. They have a damn good O-line. Their defense, Jared Verse. Oh, God, I want a Jared Verse so bad. That's why we have to draft Jahad Campbell, bro. Jahad Campbell, I'm telling you. You got it. Oh, man. If you have a guy like that in the middle, it changes everything for this defense. But anyways, you know, the Rams are nasty. So they could possibly draft a quarterback where they are if one falls to them. I don't see them moving up, but I could definitely see them, you know, I don't know if they're ahead of Pittsburgh, right there somewhere. But if they're not, you know, maybe jumping up a couple spots and taking a guy like a Jackson Dart or a Shador if he falls that far. So the trade scenarios, bro, there's so many different things. And again, if y'all missed it, I said teams that need quarterbacks, corners, the Bills, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Raiders, the Commanders, the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Dolphins. All those teams need corners. And it's been projected that there's, you know, 4 guys, maybe 5. But there's 4 guys that are possibly first rounders. 2 of them, maybe. 3 of them even, maybe, you know, second rounders. With numbers like that, being a cornerback a corner needy team, you can't just sit and hope to God that you could get one in the 3rd round, or hope that somebody releases one after June 5th. Now, yeah, you can go out and trade like for a $21 million Jalen Ramsey, right? Or you could try to be a smart team and, you know, not too smart, but take a chance on a Jaire Alexander. That's gambling just like taking a corner, right? Or moving up for one. So if one of those teams I just mentioned, including the Raiders, if they don't draft one at 6, really want their guy, look for them to move back up into the first, you know, into the 1st round. And I said, the you know, Geo Mex said it too. The Seattle Seahawks could be one. I believe the Atlanta Falcons could be one. But I really, if Jahad Campbell or Jade Barron is on the board at 17, I don't see him getting past the Falcons. And I can see a lot of people, if they're there at that spot, trying to trade with the Falcons to move up to that spot. Because again, they only have 4 or 5 picks, I think. So fun times. Gonna be a crazy ass draft. I love it. I think early third for Gabriel. I mean, yeah, if Miami thinks that's their guy of the future, they're gonna have to take him. But after his combine and his pro days, I could really see that dude being there after Riley Leonard, which, I mean, fuck, I've said that the whole time. He's not better than Riley Leonard. There's no way. No, he had maybe more zip on the ball. He might throw it a little faster, but he's not a better all around quarterback than Riley Leonard. And if he falls to the 4th or 5th, then Gabriel's got to fall to the 4th or 5th. So that's just my prediction, 4th or 5th. If he goes 3rd, I think that's, they must be really, really, really big on Gabriel. Howard and Ewers going late 2nd, early 3rd, going to be a run at quarterbacks around then. I don't think so. It could be. It could be. There could be. But I think in the, late 2nd, early 3rd, there's going to be all the top 25, 20 edge rushers, the top 20 edge rushers, probably going to be gone by then. Because there's a lot of these dudes that are fast, athletic, freakish, and that's one of the most coveted positions in all of football besides the quarterback, is having guys that can get to the quarterback. So I could see a big run on some of these guys that are projected 4th rounds to easily go early 3rd, late 2nd. Quarterbacks I could see too. I could see but not too many, right? I don't think it's going to be a lot. I think whatever guys, if there's only 2 or 3 that go in the 1st round, there's probably only going to be 2 that go in the, maybe 3 most that go in the 2nd round, if any. If not, they're going to go in the 3rd. But there's a reason, like you just said, or somebody said earlier, there's a reason they have Jalen Milroe showing up in the green room as one of the 17 players, bro, which somebody wants him, right? There's talks, and it's not just somebody. There's got to be talks of a couple teams, and I believe it's moving back up. I don't see anybody just taking him with their pick. I could see a team like the Giants, the Steelers. The Steelers makes a lot of sense. Everybody says Dart. Didn't they have Cordell Patterson? Is that his name? I'm sorry, I'm old. I can't remember a lot, but I think it was Cordell Patterson, the quarterback slash. They called him Slash. What was his name? Cordell Stewart. Cordell Stewart, was that his name? Something like that. I don't know. Stewart Patterson, whatever. Cordell. They called the dude Slash. Some of y'all might not be old enough to remember that shit, but do it for the Steelers, right? They put him in certain situations. I think he started a couple games, but they put him in all over, right? He played slot, he played receiver, he played quarterback. Shit, I think he even probably played running back a couple times. That's a Mike Tomlin type thing, right? To me, having a guy that's athletic, that you could, he went and got 2 pretty much athletic quarterbacks last year. He didn't really like it, or wasn't impressed, or wasn't willing to, enough to pay him the money to keep him around what they wanted. We went and got Justin Fields. He went and got Russell Wilson last year. I could really see them being the team that takes Jalen Milroe, with their 21st or 22nd pick, wherever the Steelers pick, somewhere in there. I believe it's 21st. But I could see the Steelers, taking him there, especially if Jackson Dart and Shador are gone. I could totally see that happening. But if not, I could see which I don't know. Like, I don't think the Saints. I don't think he fits there. Cleveland. I mean, I don't know what they did. I don't know. I don't know. I think there's only a couple teams that are willing to take a chance on Jalen Milroe. That's just my opinion. There might be more. Some say first round, some have him second, some have him third, which is crazy. If he shows up in the green room on day one and he's not picked till the third round, that would be wild. But I just don't see that happening again. So if you take Shador, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, and Milroe in the first round, there's the four quarterbacks I said, for months. There's not two quarterbacks. There's not two first round quarterbacks. There's four, possibly five. So I could see a scenario where somebody takes them. I just don't know who that team would be. I don't see it would be in the Giants, which is a quarterback needy team. I don't see it being the Browns, quarterback needy team. I don't know. Who do y'all think? Who do y'all think would take Milroe? I don't see him fitting with the Rams. I think Miami takes Gabriel 2. I got that. 30, 30, 30. Rams got Garoppolo. They good. Stop it. It's gonna be hilarious. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I shouldn't even say this, what I want to say. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Shit. The fuck? Why would I not say it? I'm a rebel, bitch. My takes are wild. It's gonna be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. If Matthew Stafford does go down, not that he gets hurt. That's not funny. Nobody wants anybody to get hurt. No, nobody at all. But if Matthew Stafford somehow gets injured, and Jimmy Garoppolo has to come in and throw the ball to Devontae freaking Adams, and they kill it, Listen to me. They played together before. Jimmy G was hurt. Say what you want about Jimmy Garoppolo. Even though he had nine interceptions with seven touchdowns for us, I think he still threw it for almost 3,000 yards. Coming off an Achilles, not completely healed. Kirk Cousins coming off his Achilles, absolutely ass. Deshaun Watson, some say one of the greatest prospects to ever come out of college, was going to be the next greatest thing. Everybody wanted a Deshaun Watson style quarterback. He was going to be that guy. Well, he was that guy in the Chinese massage parlor, but he wasn't that guy on the football field after he got traded to the Cleveland Browns. He was hurt. Come off Achilles, was ass. He got hurt again. He'll be coming off an Achilles if he plays this year. I don't know if he'll be ass. Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, coming off an Achilles. Ass. Any way you want? Okay, not ass. I take that back. He was 28 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. That's Aiden O'Connell numbers. That's not ass. I can't say that. So, but it wasn't the greatest, right? It wasn't Aaron Rodgers stats. What I'm getting at is coming off an Achilles is hard. That shit is rough, especially as a quarterback. You're planting, especially as your plant foot, right? You're planting off that leg, or even if it's your front foot, even if you're planting off the back, all your weight's on the front. When you're throwing the ball going forward, that's rough to come off of, dude. That's hard. So, not sticking up for Jimmy Garoppolo. Hated the pick from day one. Never thought he was the guy, but he wasn't a bad quarterback, and he could throw the ball. And there were plays where him and Devontae Adams were okay. There was also some hospital balls. There was also Devontae Adams absolutely pissed that he wanted to leave Vegas, get me out of here. They're gonna effing kill me. I'm gonna get out of here before I die. Calling his grandma and shit. Fucking diva. Oh, I love Devontae, but damn, that Netflix shit was just put a light on Devontae Adams that nobody in the NFL, who everybody looks up to as, you know, these big, strong, rugged, tough guys built of granite, no body fat, to see in that limelight and view, bro. That was horrible of them. Like, he should have edited that shit. They should have did something. But to see that side of him is wild. And it was because of Jimmy G throwing him the ball. Now, Jimmy G played one game last year. Wasn't the greatest. I think he had one interception, no touchdown. Or maybe he had one touchdown, one interception. I don't know what it was, but I think he got in one game last year. However, in a Sean Payton system, with Devontae, with Puka Nacua, with a running game, like, that shit would be hilarious, dude. And I would be laughing my ass off. Yes, it would suck. But I never wanted Devontae to leave. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The diva shit, if he could have just never happened, we had one of the greatest receivers of all time in history. With Derek Carr, come on, he had one of his greatest years. What, 1,400 yards or over 1,300 yards, some shit in there. Then with Aiden O'Connell, he has over 1,000. Like, if he just wasn't a diva, man, we could have been so good with Devontae. But, you know, character is character. And that's why I always say you draft on character, not on stats. It's a big difference. If you just draft on character, and I don't know if anybody heard Spytech talk today. At the interview, go watch that. I was going to break it down. I'll break it down more tomorrow. I didn't have time to clip anything or do anything. But I was very impressed once again by everything Spytech had to say about the draft, about getting together with Pete Carroll, about how they decide if a guy is definitely right for this team. If not, just go. I'll break it down tomorrow. But Garoppolo and shit, that'd be crazy, bro. I'd lose my mind, dude. And I shouldn't even put this out there, but I can't help it because it's good content. No, I'm just kidding. I would lose my ever-loving, flipping mind if somehow that happens and they come in and kill it and make it to the playoffs with Jimmy Garoppolo and Devontae Adams. Only Raider Nation and this fan base would have luck like that. But as much as we've talked shit on Devontae, we kind of deserve that shit. I'm just gonna say it. Like, if that shit would happen, karma's a bitch. Cause I know we paid him a lot of money, and I know he's a diva. But come on, a third round, we gave up a second, 2 seconds in a third, or what? What did we give up? Whatever we gave up for him was astronomical. Jimmy's gonna end Adams' career. Bro, throwing him hospital balls. Stop it. Just saying, bro. The way our shit goes, and the luck we have, and you know, as many wild takes as we have from as many wild creators that we have, it would be hilarious. I mean, of course, they're in the NFC, so I don't give a fuck if they make the playoffs or not. Like, all I care about is if we played them in the Super Bowl. Could you imagine Devontae Adams, Jimmy Garoppolo, and the Rams making it to the NFC championship game, and the Raiders somehow making it to the AFC championship game this year? with Geno Smith, with Pete Carroll, under Spytek, with the defense we should have had last year, revamped with some different players, a running game, Ashton Jeanty, Travion Henderson. Ow, that flipping hurt. Travion Henderson. Got to be one of those guys. But could you imagine that shit? We make it to the Super Bowl against the Rams and play Jimmy Garoppolo and Davante Adams. Fuck. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Davante went too deep after the series. You know, say what you want about Davante Adams. I don't think it was the Netflix series that went to his head. I think it was the Raiders. It was this shit right here. This organization. It was the owner. It was the coaches. It was the way the NFL works. The dude was fucking lied to, bro. He was absolutely drug away, pretty much tricked, if you want to call it that. And, you know, everybody's going to look at it different, but this is my take, and this is how I feel. The Raiders did everything they could. They paid everything they had. Ridiculous fucking contract to bring in Davante to sway him away from Green Bay. And like he said, he would have never came if it was not for Derek Carr being here. Now, when Derek Carr gets here, our defense was still ass. But they both had their best careers, or close to their best careers together, after not playing together since San Diego. And then the next year, our defense is still ass. Josh Jacobs shows up to camp late. He holds out. All the shit going on. And they decide to bench Derek Carr the last 2 games and then just let the dude walk. You're not even going to trade a top 10 quarterback. And yes, I said it. He was a top 10 quarterback. Numbers don't lie. Now, if you're looking on the outside as a Raiders fan, he's not a top 10 quarterback. But ask almost any team or any content creator of any other team back then, or with the Raiders, he's top 10, top 15 quarterback. His numbers show. Now, playoff wins don't show because you never had a defense. You had a different coach every single year, every other year. But what I'm getting at is Davante was pissed, right? You go from Derek Carr to Brian Hoyer and Jimmy Garoppolo? Come on. Come on. Stidham? Stidham for 2 games? Like that's the trade-off. Talk all the shit you want about Derek Carr. He is one of the most accurate quarterbacks. He doesn't take a lot of sacks. He does throw interceptions, but every quarterback does. Every quarterback turns the ball over. Whether it's fumbles, whether it's interceptions, bad plays, good plays by the defense, it happens. It's the NFL. Then when the defense got good, the following year, we get all these players. We got a bomb-ass defense. We got Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, it makes no sense. So, yes, he was pissed. Come on. He took 14 days. 14 days to have a kid. He left training camp because his wife was in labor in the hospital and came back 14 days later. If that didn't show he was not dedicated and did not want to play with the quarterbacks we had, I don't know what else did. Then Antonio Pierce says, if you're healthy, you're playing in a preseason game no matter what. If you're healthy, you're playing. Davante Adams says, I ain't played in a preseason game in 5 years. I'm not playing. There's no reason for me to play. Did Davante play in that game? No. They made up some bullshit. He had a hamstring injury and he wasn't going to play. We know damn well Davante Adams overrode Antonio Pierce, and that was the problem from day one. Day one. He rode that shit out. It was a problem all year. Then he finally start Aiden O'Connell when AP takes over. They start Aiden O'Connell the year before. He was happy with that. He talked all offseason. You know, me and Aiden been throwing. He's coming to his own. He's coming out of his shell. Once he just realizes who he is, he's going to be great. Devontae said a lot of good shit about Aiden O'Connell. And then the season starts next year, or the offseason starts, and they bring in Gardner Minshew. That dude lost his mind, bro. You can tell from every interview, he was like, what are you doing? Gardner Minshew? Like, over Aiden O'Connell? We all seen it. We seen the practices. We seen all the shit they showed. They held 2 open practices in Vegas. If you didn't go, I mean, you missed out. They were free. You should have. But we all seen the shit that was going on. And yes, nothing's bigger than the Shield. I see the comment. Oh, the Shield was too big for him. I think the nation might have been too big for him. I don't think the Shield was. I think the stupidity. It was the stupidity. You brought in Luke Getsy. Did he really have say on that? Was he ever? I don't know. Did they ever call Devontae Adams and say, who do you want as offensive coordinator? I don't know if that conversation ever happened. They could have just assumed, hey, Luke Getsy's been in, was around Devontae Adams as a quarterback coach, as a wide receiver coach. Maybe these guys will be in a fit together. I don't know. But he did vouch for him in interviews. I get it. I don't know what the problem was there. I'm sure it was Gardner Minshew. That's just my opinion. So he was done dirty is the point. Like, you don't bring in a guy, pay him all this money, tell him he's going to pair up with his longtime best friend who he played with in college and, give him all these expectations just to bring in a dumbass coach to ruin the team and set us back another, what's it been, 2 years? So we're going on 3rd, and it's probably going to be 4. So another 4 years, all because bad management, bad coaching, like Colin Cowherd said, a circus of upper management. Like, that's all changed, hopefully. But yeah, I can't blame the dude. Like, I'd have been pissed too. Money or no money. If you want to win, you're 33 years old. You know your time's running out. You only have so many years left in the NFL where you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. And I'm sure Dave Stigler and Dick Daniels, offered that dude the world. Here's what we're going to do. We have Max Crosby. We're going to do this. We're going to pair you with Derek Carr. We're going to build the best defense, and we're going to build the best offense around, you and Derek Carr, and we're going to the playoffs. And nobody bought in. And they had to fire his ass. Like, so, to me, it sucks for us. It sucks for him. And I'm sure nobody regrets it more right now than Devontae Adams. Now, maybe this year playing for the Rams might heal it. But come on, bro. You can't sit there and look yourself in the mirror and go, damn, I have my family right here. I had my grandma where she could come to games. My kids loved it in Vegas. Everything was great. And then I get sent to New York where it snows and it's freezing and Aaron Rodgers ain't what he used to be. Like, come on. So karma's a bitch all the way around. But yeah, I don't know. To me, he was always not a diva. Just the same as Shador. The same as Shador Sanders. The same a lot of these receivers. I can do this. I can turn a franchise around. I can win this. I've done this. Why couldn't I do that? Devontae Adams. I want to win a chip. I want to be the greatest. I want to have the most catches, same thing Max says. Everybody wants to be the greatest. And sometimes, bro, when you're on a mission by yourself, you don't accomplish that mission. You have to have people around you on the same mission to help you accomplish that mission, no matter what it is in life. It doesn't matter if it's sports. It doesn't matter if it's business, relationships, like maybe not a relationship. Don't have people around you in that. But yeah, so that's my shit. Like, yes, he's a diva, but come on. Find me a receiver that wasn't. I mean, I can't think of too many. I can't think of too many. Everybody's a diva when they're not getting the ball, when they're losing. When you go from a team that was in the playoffs, competing for a Super Bowl, to a team that wins 7 games, fucking, it's gotta be rough, bro. It's gotta be rough. Sometimes decisions can change your life for sure. Take a blinker. Come on, man. I don't know if this thing gonna work. This battery goes pretty good. How long I've been on here? Anybody know? Yeah, Jacoby's my number one, bro. I don't see how. I mean, I know we need an X, but just because he's an X, does that make him your number one? Does your X receiver have to be your number one? Is there a rule in the NFL that says your X has to be that dude? I've had this argument over and over again too. To me, your number one receiver should be a guy that does everything, that's willing to do the dirty work, that's willing to block linebackers, that's willing to block willing to block edge rushers, willing to chip guys, willing to cut guys or whatever, chip routes. Fucking, he's gonna do the dirty work. He's not afraid to do that shit. Also, he doesn't care about his catches. He doesn't care about his yards. He cares about winning. That's all he wants to do, man. That dude's the perfect example for these young guys to learn behind. Like, his work ethic, the way he goes about his business. He never complains. I guess when I said find me a receiver that that's not a diva, Jacoby Myers is definitely the epitome of not a diva. The dude does everything you can possibly want at that position plus some. So no drop balls, 1,000 yards. Did he have over 100 catches? How many catches did he have? I forgot. But yeah, to me that's a number one all day. And I think a lot of people were forgetting. Didn't Jacoby miss 3 games last year? I believe he missed 2 games. Then he played, and then he missed another game, or maybe 2. So, I guess I could just look it up. But I believe he missed 2 or 3 games, possibly more, and still had 1,000 yards receiving with no drops. To me, I'm gonna take that all day as a number one. But what do I got on here? Hold up. Where am I at? Intermission? No. Cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Whoa. Right. That's even worse like that. Give me a second. Yeah, that's worse like that. Get mocked. Oh, that's not what I was gonna do. I was gonna read this report. Why ain't that working? Work with me, damn it. Work with me, damn it. I think it's supposed to be this one. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Alright, yeah. Mock draft database. I like this one because it's going great shit. So, can y'all see this? I gotta wait for this damn ass slow flipping delay. What can y'all see? Oh, that's better. Can't really see the names though. Hold on. See if I can change that. Sweet. Alright, y'all can see everything. This delay sucks ass, bro. I hate having to look at my phone. This is fucking horrible. Alright, so mock draft. Do we want to pick every team, or do we just want to go Raiders? Y'all want to see me do a mock where I pick my picks for the first round? Or, well, that's not a 3-second delay, bro. That's like, dude, that's like 30 seconds. We got Tucker too, bro. We sleeping on him. Bowers and Mayer are number 1 and 2. Our legit tight end is Myers. Trey Tucker gonna have to show me something this year, man. I know the quarterback struggled, but there's a reason. Actually, I take that back. I don't think it was all Trey Tucker. Part of it was there was games in the beginning of the season, the first 2 or 3 games that I seen Gardner Minshew try to go, throw the ball to Tucker. He had a couple drops. There was a couple where he was looking that way. The dude didn't get open. He had to look somewhere else, and by then he was sacked. Which I broke it down on one of my lives. It was what's on film on Thursday nights that I was doing during the season, or most part of the season. So that's one thing that scares me is he's got 4.4 speed. I mean, that's not the fastest. He's small, and there's just too many times where he tries to catch the ball with his body instead of his hands. And again, maybe that's just because of his hands. Maybe he doesn't have the biggest hands, and he doesn't trust or have the confidence in himself. But there's a couple times where early they tried to go to him, and I think Garner just stopped going to him. But when Aiden took over, that's his target. Like they have a connection right there, and they were hitting deep balls. So hopefully him and Gino can develop that connection. And there's been reports that all 3 of them, Gino, Aiden, and Shador, was throwing in the park yesterday in Vegas. Don't know if it's true. Just heard somebody say it. So if that's a possibility, I'm sure they have their receivers out there. Trey, Jacoby, catching passes, right? Running routes. That would be my guess. So if Trey Tucker can get that connection with Gino that he has with Aiden, I think we'll be better, way better. But he had a damn good connection with Aiden O'Connell. They were in the off season working out together, in the mornings in Vegas. A lot of people were sending me pictures on my phone. Hey, bro, I just seen your guy Aiden O'Connell. I'm like, shit, what? Stop and record that. Give me footage. Where they at? And then other people reporting it. There's reporters reporting that shit too. So it was for a while. That a couple weeks in a row, those dudes were getting together. Jacoby, Tucker. I don't know who else was out there, but a couple guys different times. I think Devontae was even out there once or twice, which is surprising. And Trey Tucker did way better when Aiden O'Connell was in the game. He did way better on his short routes, on the slat routes when they put him at the slot. I thought he did a lot better. But also, Aiden throws a better ball than Gardner Minshew. To me, Aiden knows how to throw guys open. He knows how to lead guys. He knows how to throw guys open so the receiver can't get to the ball, so they can make runs after the catch. And that's a big part of his game. That, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that, but so yeah, I think Trey Tucker could be another sleeper. But I thought that last year too. If Aiden was going to be in the game, once Gardner got named the starter, I was like, damn, it's gonna be a rough year for for all the receivers. Every single one of them fools. Pete will put him in place. I mean, yeah, look what he's done in Tyler Lockett's career. But I believe Tyler Lockett is better than Trey Tucker. I mean, let's just be absolutely transparent here. It shouldn't even be close, right? Shouldn't be close. All right, no talking. Let's start this. Let's start this shit. Who we got? What? Oh, I thought that was first pick. I was like, this draft sucks. Cam Ward, first overall. Raise your hand if you didn't see that coming. Pick 2, Travis Hunter. Raise your hand if you didn't see that coming. Pick number 3. You ain't even got to raise your hand. I know nobody on the damn planet seen this coming. Will Johnson, New York Giants. This is bullshit. I don't know. Fucking. This is confusing the shit out of me. Mimbu, instead of Will Campbell at number 4. To the New England Patriots. Mason Graham. Raise your hand if you didn't see that coming. And we are on the El Clocko with no trade offers. Abdul Carter is on the board. It's fucking wild. This could be a very, very, very wild draft, bro. If this shit happens, I was the first one to say there's the huge possibility that this could happen. I don't know. I see the same thing with Travis Hunter being there at 6. When you say, and we'll get to that later, the comments he made, but when you make a comment to a reporter that you will just retire if a team doesn't let you play offense and defense and go both ways. I mean, I know he wants to go both ways, positive necessary. But to say you would retire, we'll get to that. So Abdul Carter is on the board. Shador Sanders, Will Campbell, Ashton Jeanty, Jalen Walker. We don't need a tight end. Hot Baron at 15, bro. They got him up to 15 now. 15 a week ago, 2 weeks ago. My man was late first rounds. Very late first rounds. You moving up every day on this. Makai Williams, 17th. I think he was even in the 20s. Late rounds. Oh, what the fuck is on my foot? I want to take Jahdae Barron so bad. What do y'all got? Who y'all got? Carter? But are we trying to be realistic? Are we just... Because, damn, I'm going to be kind of realistic. Pause. Alright, we're taking Abdul Carter. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. On a live, bro. You just made me take Abdul Carter on a live. That is wild. That's wild. You just ruined my whole YouTube career. Holy shnikey sticks. Alright, yo, so. Oh, no, wait. 3rd round. That's crazy. So the Rams were trying to offer us a 3rd round, a 6th, a 6th. I'm not going to say that one more time. 202. A 2nd round and a 5th round. Get the fuck out of here. The Giants want to offer us a 7th round, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, and a 6th next year. These clowns are high, bro. Do they really think we're in a rebuild mode? And once again, the Buffalo Bills trying to jump up. But they ain't trying to play ball very good. They want to give us a 4th round, a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 6th. These are the worst trades I've been offered fucking all day, bro. All day. I can't believe I took Carter. That was trash. Goes against everything I stand for real. I would not took that dude. I'm just fucking with you. Alright, so we got a Marion Hampton. We got Gray Zabel. We got Tyler Booker. We got Donovan Ezeraku, right? That's how you say it. I did it. Ezeraku. Josh Connolly. I've taken a second. Siobhan Ravel is the only corner on the board. See, this is what I mean, bro. This is what I mean. We're picking at 37. Let's go back. Amos off the board, 36. Jalen Milroe off the board, 34 to the Giants. Jackson Dart off the board, 33 to the Cleveland Browns. Edge rusher Pierce, 32nd overall. Damn, Buffalo took Florida's Azir Thomas. That is flipping crazy. At pick 30, that's a shocker. Luther Burden fell to 29. Matthew Golden fell to 28. Walter Nolan fell to 27. Baltimore. Matthew Golden went to Detroit. That's scary. Damn, that's gonna be a problem. Holy shit. Maxwell Harrison went to the Rams. That's the 3rd corner off the board. Jahadae Barron, 4th corner off the board to Houston. That's going to be a problem. Nick Emanwari goes right before him to Minnesota. Ooh, that's going to be a problem. Jahad Campbell goes to Tampa Bay. That's going to be a problem. See, the fact that Tampa Bay wants to pick a guy like Campbell and needs a linebacker just tells me that a guy like Spytek would be willing to take a linebacker at that position. And the Broncos have done the same thing. He was a part of the staff with Peyton Manning, bro. So I'm really surprised they went and got Geno and didn't play Aiden O'Connell. I'm really, really surprised, actually. The fact that he was on that Peyton Manning staff, that he's seen what you could do with players, like, baffles me sometimes. But who we got? Omarion Hampton, Gray Zabel, Tyler Booker. There is not a corner on here. I wouldn't take Ezeraka at 32. I'm not on that. 37 is our pick. I don't know about Siobhan. I like Siobhan Rebel Jr., but if we don't take a corner now, he's going to be gone. But I can't pass on Trey. I want to see what this grade is. Trayvon Henderson. Actually, fuck it. Let's see what running backs we can get. All right, so let's go crazy and take. Do we take Benjamin Morrison? Or do we take Siobhan Ravel? Or do we get a corner next round? Which there's not going to be many there. It's going to be Slim Pickens. Slim Pickens. Take Hampton? Alright. This is y'all's draft. So, you picking the rest. I'm just putting it on record. But not taking either one of those dudes. Not there. This is fucking... they want us to move back one spot. The Patriots. They want to give us a 5th, a 7th, and a 4th round. hate the fact that we cannot check the trades. Can I see the rest of the offers? This is such bullshit. I mean, this one spot is 2 more picks and a 4th. Fuck it. I'm gonna take it. I don't know who they picking. Damn, they want to give us a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, and a 7th to move back 6 spots. We moving back 6 spots. We need a running back. I would have took Travion Henderson over him any day of the week at 42. He's sitting there at 42. It would have been a reach, but I could almost promise you it's an A+ grade, and he'll probably be the Marion Hampton probably be an A grade in a second. So what are we doing here? This is y'all's draft. Move back 6 more spots. Get a 4th, a 5th, and a 7th. We already just picked up. What did we pick up? A 4th, a 5th, and a 5th next year. That's a lot of trading, bro. That's gonna be so many picks to try to fill, but damn, that's a lot of picks. All right, who's on the board? If we can't pass on them, then might. See, Caleb Johnson is still there. Let's see what running backs and how far down. Cam Scatterboo, not too much farther. Dylan Sampson. I don't know. Marion Hampton's good right there in the 2nd round. I'm not mad at that. Just fucking with y'all. But I am taking Jalen Knoll for the 5th time. 5th time. 5th. He's always there at 64. And I just can't pass on him, bro. Can't pass on him. That's our receiver. Y'all can have the next pick. O-line. You get this one. Rosetown, this one's yours. Or GeoMex, whoever wants to jump in. Y'all want to trade? Ooh. That's all next year's picks. Let's reject that. Tampa Bay wants to move us back fucking 15, 14 spots, somewhere in there, and give us a 5th. I don't like it. Damn, they want to give us 2 4ths and a 5th. Whoever's pick this is, do you want to move back 21 spots? Or do you want to see who's on the board? There is. Best player available is Tyler Shuck. Oh, that's hard. Kyle Williams. Jacob Parrish. Kind of like Jacob Parrish. The best offensive lineman is Emerly Jones Jr. I've never even heard of that kid. Why haven't I done any work on that dude? He's what? 94th rated? And I don't even have him on my... I haven't even looked at him. What? That's wild. So, I don't know if I go there. You want to see our picks? You want to see what we got? We have Abdul Carter, edge rusher. We have a running back and a receiver. So, our need is definitely offense here. It's got to be offense. More than likely offensive line. But who the hell do you take for value right here? Emery Jones Jr. That's we get a report on him? Fuck no. Linebacker? Alright, so the next available linebacker, actually Deion Walker, defensive tackle, would probably be the best value pick, but that's up to y'all. Ashton Jeanty at edge. Chris Paul Jr. Let's take that. I would take that all day. What pick are we on? Our 3rd? Oh, 4th round? Shit. Yeah, that's an A+. Take Chris Paul. You good with that? LB? You said LB? Alright, Chris Paul. not trying to pick for the future. I'm trying to pick for now. Reject, 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 rejection. Quinn Ewers is there. We are at Dylan Gabriel just got picked right before us. Pick 5, 142 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Surprise, surprise. Ty Felton, 5th round out of Maryland. I like that kid a lot. Tez Johnson fell all the way to the 4th round. Damn. Alright, so my bad. Quinn Ewers, Barrett Carter, we just took a linebacker. Denzel Burke out of Ohio State is probably our best pick right here. Stutman is a dog too. I like Stutman. But I got to see Chris Paul live at Arkansas for 2 years, and then he went to Mississippi, to Ole Miss. It was even better. So I know he can cover. He could probably, pack on a little bit of pounds, but he's going to pack on pounds and muscle. It's a good value in the 4th, I believe. I think this one grades it, so we'll see what grade we get. But Denzel Burke, 114, we are picking at 143. I think we take corner now. Damn. Savion Jones. Kyle McCord is there, 122. John Sanker. We didn't get no O-line. We're going to have to pull off something huge in the next round or two. I got it. I got a plan. Alright, if he's there. So, what y'all got? What y'all got? Somebody give me something. There's 16 people in the building. Nobody's got a name? Quinn Ewers. Barrett Carter, linebacker. Denzel Burke, corner, Ohio State. Let's pick him. See what grade we get on that. I don't know. That's going to be wild. Burke. Bro, we need that corner, right? Chip boy from Ohio. They want to give us a 7th, a 5th, and a 7th next year. Reject. The Browns want to give us pick 179 for 171. That's the beginning of the 6th round. And they want to give us 200 to move up 8 spots. Y'all want to get more picks? Furpo was good. Bryant there too at corner. Let me see. Noel Williams is there. John Hancock is there. Upton Stout. I would take all 3 of those guys. John Hancock is the most underrated corner, I believe, in this draft. Now, he's not a starter from day one, but under Pete Carroll would be fucking amazing, dude. Excuse my language. Absolutely crazy. Hancock runs, I think, 4.3 speed. He's physical. He has damn good footwork. He's damn good in the slot. But he has size where, he could possibly play outside. And then Noel Williams. 4 months ago, maybe 5, I said, does anybody know the name Noel Williams? There was probably like 20 people in my chat, which usually about the same, 15, 20, somewhere in there. Everybody said no, and I said, remember that name. Corner out of Cal. He just fits Pete Carroll. What he's trying to do. Strong, physical, fast guy. Could be a later round guy. So that's what we got from corners. But to answer your question, no, your boy is not there. It was a long way. The long way. Answer the question the long way. So where are we going? Let's go back to all and let's see what we got. What is our need? I know it's offensive line. We got edge rusher at 6. It's fucking the craziest pick 'em up. Who takes an edge rusher at 6 when you have Max Crosby and Malcolm Kuntz and Tyree Wilson? Just saying. just saying. We got a Marion Hampton. A plus, baby. Abdul Carter at 6 was a B plus. Bro. You're ruining my record here. That was the first B plus in the top 6 players of any draft. No, I'm just fucking with you. But it was, seriously. Not a big deal. Omari and Hampton, A plus. I thought it'd be an A. I was wrong. My boy Jalen Noel, I already knew it was an A plus in the 3rd round. I've taken him every single time in the 3rd round. And if the Raiders do not take him in the 3rd round and he's there, I'm gonna burn my Devontae Adams jersey. I'm just fucking. Chris Paul, A. Denzel Burke, A plus. I like it. So everybody's A, bro. Everybody's an A except for Abdul Carter at number 6. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Kind of confused on that grade, but let me look over these again without talking. Edge. We need a defensive tackle. If there's another corner there, I'm taking him. And we need O-line. Alright, I got it. This is what we're doing. So, to make this a little bit faster, because I don't know how long this fucking delay is, but dude, it seems to be long. Vernon. Oh, David Walker in Arkansas. We already took an edge? Are you kidding me? Golly. No way he's there. My Arkansas boy sitting there in the 5th. He is a... Dude. He should be in the 1st round, 2nd round pick all day long, in my opinion. He is up there. If you look at PFF grades and pass run blocking and pressures and tackles, all that shit, he's right between like the top 5 guys gonna be drafted in the 1st round. He's right there in all those numbers. How did David Walker fall to 132? I mean, I know it's only the 5th round, but to me that's just crazy for dude to be there. Caleb Rogers, Virginia Tech, is okay. Golly. Let's go Holland Pierce here, right? 6'8", 245 pounds. Moves like he's probably half of that. Decent footwork. Crazy wingspan. And we need a tackle, right? We need a tackle. Oh, I like Cornelius also. Alright, so there's still some guys we can get here. I'm going to take... This is going to be a B, but I'm going to take him. I'm going to take him now because we have another pick right after. The Broncos want to give us a 5th round 2026 and a 6th round 2026. Reject. The Ravens want to give us 212 for 180 with a 5th round. I don't want to pick no more. Let's go back. Best player available is definitely Noah Williams. Solidifies our backfield crazy. Our defensive backs would be sick. Logan Brown out of Kansas. Miles Frazier out of LSU. It's rated 154. Might be a little high. Alright, let's see what we got. Because I can forget. I know we need D tackle, right? Oh, my picks, bro. Mine. Abdul Carter. Wide receiver, linebacker, corner, offensive tackle. We need D tackle. And I believe it has to be this round. Because Anarius Peoples out of Virginia Tech is there. And JJ Pegas, which would be a run stopper in the middle at a Ole Miss. I say we go that route. What y'all think? Everybody opposed say aye. Done. Pierce, we need O line. Yeah, I got Holland. We got another pick coming up, I think, right? Yeah, 213. So, Upton Stout, corner. Jaquez Hunter. Tyler Barron, edge rusher. We don't need that. Luke Kandra, interior O-line out of Cincinnati. He played with Will Putnam, who I keep saying needs to be our center. I mean, people won't listen to me. He is a better center than JPJ. I don't care what anybody says. His stats prove it. And he's been crazy good in the offseason, bro. Crazy good. Holding his own against Christian Wilkins, against Adam Butler, against Max Crosby, against Kuntz, against Tyree. The dude was holding his own against our top defensive linemen so much that Robert Spillane got pissed off and started a fight with him because he couldn't fucking get by him to get to the quarterback. Dude was working his ass. It started a fight with our best linebacker. That's the dude I want on the field. To me, putting him out there. But anyways, I don't know about his guard, Kobe Connor. Or not that dude, but whatever his name is. Where'd he go? Fuck my life. Luke Kandra. I don't know much about dude. So, I'm not gonna lie. Jalen Lane, wide receiver. Kanao Managa. Ooh. That would be a nice little 1-2 punch. Jack Nelson, Wisconsin. Ty Hamilton. Alright, I'm going to go best player available, which I think is Upton Stout. Upton Stout is still there? Oh, that's not even a question, bro. I'm going to take him. Taking him. Upton Stout is a hitter. That's going to be our Amik Robinson with a little bit more power and a little bit more body to him. Which we need, bro. We need bad. We need so bad for this team. Shout out to the 16, 17 people in the building rocking with me this long. I appreciate you rocking with your boy. Hit them likes up if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you like what you see and like to become a member. Join the Raider Unleashed family. We would love to have you. And I think our pick is up. So, 215. Jaquez Hunter. Tyler Barron. Luke Kandra still there. I don't think we need to go O-line, but we might. Tommy Hill, Nebraska. Jalen Lane, Virginia Tech. Kanao Managa, running back out of Rutgers. Cam Jackson. Oh, shit. Let's take the 400 and what is he? 80-pound fucking defensive tackle. Y'all want to take that dude? Because he's there. We're picking at 216. And he was rated to go 183. Jack Nelson, Ty Hamilton. I think we kind of need another receiver weapon. What's the best receiver on this board? Jalen Lane, Virginia Tech. I wouldn't be mad at that. Kobe Hudson, UCF. Nick Nash is still there. That's our Hunter Renfro, bro. That's the Hunter Renfro with way more muscle mass, way more speed. All day long. All day long. I like Nick Nash. Ooh, I can't. Ooh. So Kendra Lambert Smith. If y'all don't know who that is, go watch some film on my boy. He is the nephew of Cam Chancellor, who played safety, was drafted in the first round by Pete Carroll. He's the nephew. So there's ties there with Chip Kelly. And as a content creator, when I try to talk about guys we should draft or people we should bring in free agency, you know, I try to look for some kind of connection, right? Did this dude coach him in college? Does there somebody in the building, you know, that has ties with this dude? Well, it just so happens there is somebody in the building that has ties with him. And, I don't know if he's ever met him. I'm sure, he could be a way younger nephew of Cam Chancellor where might not have never met Pete Carroll, but he might have, right? He might know Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll might know of him. So Canandre Lambert Smith is freakish, bro. To me, one of the most underrated wide receivers in this draft. He's got the speed, he's got the size, he could be an X receiver. Just has some problems with drops, which, I mean, shit, get some stickum. Get some stickum. My boy Andrew Armstrong out of Arkansas. Another just freakishly underrated cat. We got our Renfro with Bowers, same hair too. Come on, Bowers, they might look alike, but they are not, bro. The same type of people. Like, that's crazy. Um, did I get a defensive tackle last time? Fuck, I forgot. Y'all make me smoke all this weed on here. We got Pegas, Pegas, right? That's how you say it. We need a guard. How do we get so many picks? And why are they all A's? Up to Stout is not an A? Fuck. All right, we're picking at 215, 220, and 222. We have 3 picks left. And our biggest position in need, I think, is, I don't know. I'd have to say another corner. Corner, running back, and receiver. Let's go cornerback, running. Let's check those out. Let's go to all. Best available is Jarquez Hunter. Wish there was a better running back. Tyler Barron. We drafted an edge first overall. Luke Kundra is still there. Connor Colby at Iowa. Iowa had a damn good rushing game. I have no idea who Tommy Hill is. I kind of like Cam Jackson though. That dude is so big, bro. 280 pounds. Just bring him in on goal lines. Bring him in on field goal kicks. Bring him in on anything. Let's take him. You can never have too many defensive tackles. Right? Y'all with me? Y'all still here? Shout out to everybody. $220. Alright, $220 and $222 are our last 2 picks. Tyler Barron is still on the board. Jeez Louise. Luke Kanja's still on the board. Why are these cats still on the board? Tyler Hamilton. Safety R.J. Mickens out of Clemson. I would fuck with that. Alright, what sleepers we got in here we can get bad grades on? I'm tired of getting straight A's. Just give me straight A's all the time. Draft after draft after draft, A after A after A plus after A plus. Like, eventually we gotta get some B's, right? If I get a C, I'm gonna be pissed. I haven't got a C in the last 2 years on any draft. I should have only got a B on the first one. Like it. a cloud in this bitch. We already took edge. I'm gonna try this Luke Kendra out. Man, I like Cincinnati's offensive line. They always got hogs, bro. Like hogs, like 320. Yeah, some big boys. We picking 2 more spots. Take him. Who's Mr. Irrelevant? Somebody, Mr. Irrelevant. Who's your last guy? Your last guy. These are all the guys that fell. Let's go over these guys. So we are at come on, man, catch up. We're at pick 222, my favorite number. We have an edge, a running back, a wide receiver. Let me read those off. Abdul Carter, edge. We have a Marion Hampton, North Carolina. We have Jalen Knoll, Iowa State. One of my top 5 receivers in this draft. Keeps falling to us to 69. I love it. We have Chris Paul Jr., my former Arkansas, Mississippi boy. An A. Oh, the first one was B, A+, A+. So Chris Paul's an A. We have Denzel Burke, corner, out of Ohio State at 143, an A+. We have Holland Pierce, 6'8", 347 pound behemoth at pick 170. A+. Defensive tackle out of Mississippi, J.J. Pugas at 180, A+. We went with corner, Western Kentucky, Upton Stout. I don't know why it's a B+. There's something wrong with this kid. I loved his film. Maybe he didn't have the greatest combine. I didn't think it was bad. I don't know what the problem is. 213, Upton Stout, Western Kentucky, B+. Cam Jackson. I'm pretty sure it's the Florida guy. If not, I probably picked the wrong dude. But if I would have took Luke Kendra, the pick before, we probably would have got an A and then another A. But I don't know if Cam Jackson would have ever been an A. We picked him at 215 out of Florida. I believe he's 460 something pound man, which is 2 people on the defensive line. Easily B+. Luke Kendra, A out of Cincinnati, interior O-line. And we are at Mr. Relevant. It's RaidersRebel. I know. 222. Mr. Relevant is going to be... We didn't take a quarterback? Wait, what? Holy fuck. I failed. I'm sorry, I apologize. I failed all of you. I failed all of you and myself. This is my first draft. I've never picked a quarterback ever, any round. So good thing I had realized that. Who is my Mr. Irrelevant gonna be? Oh shit, we do not have choices. Max Brosmer, Seth Hennigan, Brady Cook. Oh shit. Okay, I will take that all day. Brady Cook, Missouri. Yeah, I'm still alive. I don't have a timer. I don't even know how long I've been on here. I just get on here and talk until people stop leaving, and then I just quit. Graham Mertz. Graham to the Mertz. Any sleepers in here that I don't know? That guy was Bizzle. Will Rogers. That's my great nephew. I should probably pick him. Just kidding. Yeah. I don't think I'm taking a quarterback. Actually, Max Brosmer had a hell of an arm, but Raider Nation hates guys that stand in the pocket and throw the ball. But they love Geno. I'm not getting into that. So, who is your Mr. Irrelevant, bro? Who it be? Brosmer, Seth Hennigan. I gotta take Brady Cook. He's the only one I know that can run, that can pass. That's just gonna be a backup. Probably another B. This is bad. So we got Abdul Carter. Who picked that? Who was that? Rosetown, was that you? Geomex. Don't make me go back and look. Cop to it. Cop to it. Somebody cop to it. Fuckers. Nobody's gonna cop to it. Alright, well. Fine. So Abdul Carter, B plus, 6th overall. Yeah, we know it's a simulation. O'Marion Hampton, A plus. Jalen Noel, A plus. Chris Paul, linebacker, Mississippi, A plus. Corner Denzel Burke, A plus. Holland Pierce, A plus. Tackle Puigas, Upton Stout, Cam Moore, Luke Kendra, and Brady Cook is a C. Holy fuck. Damn. Alright, erase this draft. I'm not saving this. Actually, I'm going to save it just to be nice. Well, folks, there you have it. That is the craziest mock draft I done had ever been seen. But now we're going to do one different. Way faster. This is not going to take this long. Let's do a... Wait. What's the other simulator? Oh, they don't give grades. PFF 3rd round? Let's try that. 3-round PFF. Wait. I was wondering. Does anybody know? PFF. I know you gotta pay for it. I just didn't get enough value out of, well, the mock drafts were fun, but out of their shitty ass, stats that were just way off, and their grades that I just didn't agree with, that I couldn't see paying that money. But anyways, I think you can do 3 rounds, right? And oh no, they're locked. Damn it, that's some bullshit. I was trying to trick the system. I was wondering if you could do 1, 2, 3 rounds today and then do 4, 5, and 6 rounds tomorrow. But nope, they got that shit locked. They got it all locked. Damn, you can't even do 1 for free now? Oh, that's some bullshit. Good, I didn't like their grades anyways. Can't do that one. Alright. This does not give us grades, but I want to see what it looks like on here. On the new system. Oh, y'all can see most of it. Cool. We will rock that one tomorrow as we do a draft, a mock draft a day until the draft. That is my mission. I will be on here every day that I can, because I'm not gonna. You know me, bro. I can't be on here every day, but every day that I could possibly be on this bitch. The next the next Brock Purdy, Brady Cook, bro. If he goes to the 49ers, yeah, not here at the Raiders. I mean, unless they trade away Aiden O'Connell, he's the backup that they're grooming for the future. Crazy. Sorry. And he gets to play, then, I can see that. In a Chip Kelly system that, he's mobile, he can throw the ball. It's not bad accuracy. Fast. Let's go free for all. Let's go enter draft room. Why can't I enter draft room? Oh, it's just slow. Well, this is way different. Alright. Oh, that's why we didn't do this one no more. The flipping ads. another $100 a damn year just to do some mock drafts or by the month. Fucking crazy shit. Ad free. Not even your ad blocker blocks these ads. But y'all can't really see this much. Alright, let's just start. I think it's the same one we just did. No. Yep. So the Jets, the jiggity jizzity Jets, want to give us their first round at 7, a 5th round, a 2nd round next year, a 3rd round next year, and a 6th round next year. Which, bro. Alright, peace out, man. Have a good night. I appreciate you rocking with me. I'm gonna get off here in a minute. I just ain't got nothing else to do. Fuck with y'all. Yeah, I'm not building for the future. I'm trying to build for the now. The Buffalo Bills, once again, trying to move up, but they don't have anything that they're willing to give. So Abdul Carter is there again. Again? Alright, I gotta do another. So Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Will Johnson, Campbell, Mason Graham. So they swapped Campbell, and that's the only difference. Alright, so check it out. This is what we're doing. I'll make this real quick. I'll make this really, really simple and really, really fast. I am going to pick told y'all the most wildest mock draft you ever gonna see, and it is going to be this right here. Damn, they're already at 13. I couldn't pause it fast enough. What is sickles? Alright, so we took Jahad Campbell at 6. And where is Seattle? 18. Atlanta. Just because I want to do something different. Tired of the same old mock draft shit. Nobody trades up. Nobody tries to do nothing different. Let's propose a trade to Atlanta. See what it will cost. We want their 16th pick. That's going to cost a little bit. Does it tell me if it's enough or not? What are we willing to give up? Let's go. I'm not giving up picks this year. Let's go first next year. What do we got next year? We got 2. We got another 4th coming. Let's go a 1st and a 4th. That's enough. Let's see. Trade, bitch, trade. It says accepted. Why is it not trading? Oh no, what the fuck? Come on, man. Trade, 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 trade. Did it trade? Alright, so bam. So it cost me a 1st, a 4th next year, which we have a 4th round pick coming or better. I think it can go as low as a 3rd. Maybe it's a 4th. But we have at least a 4th, possibly 2, and a 5th or a 6th coming because we lost a starter in Trayvon Moehrig, who I believe is going to shine over there in Carolina. We lost a starter in Robert Spillane. We lost a starter in Divine Diablo. We probably I don't think we get shit for Caleb on Chase, and he wasn't here long enough. But we have those kickback picks next year. So, yes, I got rid of a first. Here's my reasoning I got rid of a first. We have Malcolm Kuntz, right? We have Tyree Wilson. If Tyree Wilson shows out this year or even takes that next step, there could be teams willing to possibly trade for him. If Michael Mayer doesn't perform to what we want him to, there's possible trade scenarios for them. And we have a bunch of young guys that, could ball out, that we might draft a position right behind them that are just as good. And then you have trade potential. So there's always ways you can get back into the first round if you have to. I hate not having a first round pick for next year. But to give up a first and a fourth to get back up in to the first this year, I think would be absolutely crazy, because you have Jalen Walker, T Mac, Jahad Barron, Mike Green. So I am going to fill two of the biggest needs for the Las Vegas Raiders right now and take. Of course, it's going to get in my fuck flipping way with these ads. Yeah, with the 16th pick, Viva trade with the Atlanta Falcons, the Las Vegas Raiders move up to take Jahdae Barron? No. Nikki Manwari? Yes. That's what I'm doing. Yes, I could have took Jahdae Barron. Yes, he was on the board. And I'm probably stupid for not taking him. But I just think Nick Emanwari and Pete Carroll system, 6'3", 220 plus, 4.3 speed, is going to be freakish for a lifetime as long as that dude can stay healthy. He has so many special traits. Yes, he has some weaknesses, but that's why it's a perfect fit for Pete Carroll, right? It's absolutely perfect. It fits everything Pete Carroll has ever wanted to do since he's been a head coach, whether it's college or NFL. So, yes, it's a lot to trade a first round pick for a first round pick, but hear me out. If we make the playoffs this year, say we go a game or two into the playoffs this year, then that first round pick, we just got a guy at 16, could possibly be in the 20s. Now, there's also a huge possibility that with the right amount of draft picks this year to plug the very minimal holes that we have, I think, because we need depth. We need depth. We could use a couple more starters, but we seriously need depth. And if we can fill those couple holes in the draft, and then post June 1st, guys get released, and there's guys that we want, or there's guys still in free agency, we still have a little bit of money to go do that. And also, they've already started camp. They started camp early. And I'll guarantee you, Spytek, Carroll, Chip Kelly don't need pads or any of that shit to see what guys belong already on this team and what guys don't. Whether they're running routes, whether they're just working out, their work ethic, the time they show up in the building, when they're in meetings, how much they're paying attention. I guarantee you, these guys already have in mind some roster cuts and some non-roster cuts. And I was supposed to go over roster cuts today, but damn, I don't know if I have that much time. Somebody tell me how long I've been on here, please. A long time. Somebody say, damn, you're still on. So I'm getting off. I'm not going to do that. We will do roster cuts tomorrow. But this trade, shit, makes sense a little bit. I'm just going to reject it to see what else is there. The Saints want to give us 3 picks, a third, and a sixth. No. Damn, the Jets want to give us every pick that they could possibly give us. A fifth, a sixth, a second, next year, third, and a seventh. I got to say no. I just got to say no. So, here we are. Once again, on the clock. We didn't give up any picks. We are in the second round, picking at 37. And shit, since we went out on a limb in this draft, I'm going to go out on a limb again and take the best player, not named Ashton Jeanty, at running back. And if you want to compare him to certain stats, maybe better than Ashton Jeanty in some aspects. Maybe more than some. Just my opinion. I think he's Jahmyr Gibbs all over. You get him in open space, look out, you're not catching him. He's a problem. Another guy that knows the system, that's going to help guys learn it, faster than most teams. We got a leg up. Taking Trayvon Henderson. Told you this draft ain't going to be very long. I pretty much know who I want if they're there. And if this draft turns out like that, bro, I'm out. Yes, I'm still on, man. Dedication. I missed yesterday. I was supposed to be live, so trying to make up for it today. Got to get my grind on. The San Francisco 49ers have offered a trade to the Las Vegas Raiders for third round. They're still in the third round? The fuck? Pick 68. They want to give us 133, 138, 160, 249, 252, a second round next year, and a third round next year. Damn, that's wild, bro. That is wild. Howard, Ewers, Dart, Mason, Graham, Jeanty, and others top golf when they visited the other day. Yes, I heard the same thing, but I also heard somebody say that they didn't take Shador top golf, which is, I don't know if that's true or not. Somebody maybe looked that up, but I kind of find maybe he just don't like golf. Maybe he was like, I'm not into golf. I don't want to golf. I don't know, but I kind of find it weird if that is a true story. I'm supposed to be doing this draft fast. Maybe I'll do it by talk. I'm going to reject this, even though they are offering me a crazy amount that I really can't pass up. But since a fast draft, I'm going to say no. Seattle trying to get back in the mix again. I'm going to say no. So we are picking our third round pick, 168. Quinn Sean to the... Who the fuck did I take in a second? What just happened? Oops. That's oh, hold on. Why am I scrolling through there? Oh, okay. I'll take both those B's, bro. I don't care. For some reason, I thought I picked somebody else. I don't know. So, we have pretty much a bunch of holes filled. And we're picking at our normal pick, 168. We don't need a running back. Tight end, we don't need another running back. These are the top guys on the board. Wow. I like Jonah, but not at 59. Not here. Trey Harris fills a huge need at wide receiver. Demetrius Knight, we kind of drafted a linebacker, but I don't know. I'm not going there early. Alec A.O. Manor or Trey Harris, because my guy is not here in the third round this time. Fuck you. Hold up. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling fast. I'm just trying to... Oh, he is. Jalen Royals at 84. They got him at 84? How do you fall so far in this one? Damn, gifted 5 memberships. My guy Jeff, appreciate you supporting the channel and help it grow, my brother. The world. I thank you. Everybody in the building who just became part of of the Raider Unleashed family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank your boy, Jeff the Goat, for gifting 5 Raider Unleashed memberships. My guy, I appreciate you. I need to have you on the show again. I gotta figure out this system first. It doesn't have no pre-selected screens when I invite people, so I gotta make one. If you have OBS, then you know what I'm talking about. You gotta pretty much make your own presets and shit. So I have to do all that. But as soon as I do, man, I'll get you on the show, my brother. I appreciate you again. All right, so our picks are right corner, linebacker, and running back. We need defensive tackle and offensive line. And I don't know how these guys. All right, we're picking at 68. I'm gonna go to 68. I really like Olufemi. I don't know there. This would probably be a horrible draft if I pick him there. But damn, we need an edge rusher just in case Malcolm Kuntz, just in case to keep Tyree on the inside. We have a bunch of nobodies behind him. Oh, appreciate you, man. Have a good night. Get some rest. Appreciate you pulling up for sure, for sure. And thank you for helping the channel grow, man. Fuck, this wasn't supposed to take long. I am going. I kind of like this dude, but I really like Trey Harris, and I don't think I can pass on him here. Yeah, I'm gonna take Trey. Oh. Wait, why is it so small? I didn't know y'all couldn't see that much. What the flip? Bullshit. Get it right one day. Alright, interior guard. Jared Wilson. Cam Scattaboo as a backup. Savion Williams would be crazy. I love Kevin Winston Jr. At pick 88, it's probably going to be a low grade. But since we've got all B's this far, let's take Will Howard now. Let's take Will Howard. 4th round pick 108. I'm rocking with it. This is my draft. My insane mock. See y'all on the next one. Appreciate you, Ray Ryan. Appreciate you pulling up in the building. Gotta get to work. Draft is almost here, so we can all stop guessing. Man, I can't wait. But I'm still gonna do one every day until the draft. And matter of fact, I was thinking on going live. If I go by myself, I mean, most of y'all probably won't pull up. I'm sure everybody's got something to do on draft day. I was trying to get in touch with some people, but most of the people I watch already have plans and are going live. But I wanted to get together with 5, 6, 7 guys. It'd be cool to have maybe 9 guys, and everybody take a pick live during the draft, right before the draft, right? We can just sit and wait till our pick is ready, and then pick who you think is going to be, who the Raiders are going to take. I think that shit would be fun. It probably wouldn't be as fun by myself, but if you had a bunch of different content creators all guessing, and then shit, we could look back at it, next year before the draft. I think that shit would be fun. But maybe we'll do it next year. I didn't plan ahead. Like I said, most of the people I watch and shit already have plans. But here we are. Another trade. 143 for 170, 73, and sixth round 2006. No. Seventh round, no. I don't even have to see that. No, no. Fuck ads, no, and no. All right, that was easy. So we probably have a bunch of shitty grades for the first time. But I said it's gonna be a wild mock. Oh damn. Oh okay. So we got a B with Jahad Campbell at 6, which I mean, it's a 5-7. It's a 7-spot reach, right? But it is what it is. Nick Emanwari, we traded up into the first, gave up a first round, but again, we have a plan to get that first round back. Or we wouldn't have done it. At least I wouldn't have done it. So Emanwari at B. So we have linebacker, safety. Our defense is the scariest, nastiest defense on the planet next year. Come on, man. If we stay healthy at the up front, just with these two players, I would say playoff bound. And then you add a Travion Henderson, a Trey Harris, and a Will Howard who knows the system, can sit there and learn behind Geno for a year, which I think after that he would probably take the job, in my opinion. A year would be enough, from what I've seen from Will Howard, that, I don't think it'd be much more. They might be trying to get out of Geno's contract. Could happen. So that's what we got. We need, I'd like to kind of have a Mike so I could run Jahad Campbell as a Will and a Sam, and on both edges and different coverages or situations. That would be the ideal situation to me. However, we're picking at 143. And best available is Denzel Burke again. We haven't got a corner. It worked out in the last round, was an A+. Our Quincy Riley this time. Or we could go edge, Jared Ivey out of Mississippi, Darren Fairchild, offensive line, Lathan Ransom, Ohio State, which I believe Lathan Ransom, Ohio State, actually every player on Ohio State is one of the most underrated players. Like, it couldn't have been all coaching, right? There was reason these guys were starters with all the high recruits, 5-star recruits that they have on that roster. There's a reason these guys were the top starters. There's a reason why they made it to the championship. Guys like Latham Ransom, Denzel Burke are big reasons why Ohio State dominated college football. So, I mean, they got him rated at 112, but come on, that's the 7th or 8th best corner in this draft ranking. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to take him. We need a corner. Fifth round. I'm going D tackle. I would love people's stuff. Oh damn. He just took. Damn. Holy snap. Oh, that was our last pick. Thank God. Alright. Oh no, it wasn't our last pick. What? Why did it go so fast? So they just took every player that was rated in the top 150 off the board in like 3 seconds. So we are left with Dylan Gabriel, which we got a quarterback. I like Jack Kaiser out of Notre Dame. What y'all think? I also like Trevor Iantine, but I think we have a guy like that kind of already. Jake Majors, we drafted Kundra the last time. Jackson Hayes, Howard Cross the third, Jaquez Hunter, Kanal Managa, Willie Lampkin. Those are all way too high picks. We are at 213. Actually, none of them are. All right, what do we got within 213? My draft strategy again. Melo Dotson, Nick Nash at 208. They haven't rated this time. Tight end we don't need. Jake Bringingstool, another tight end we don't need. I should have probably drafted R.J. McKinnon last time. But since there are so many players on the board, Jalen, Max Hook, come on, give me somebody. What's Isaac Tesla here? I want to see what Jake Majors is. I think I really do. Jake Majors from Texas has been on the board. He's rated the 174th best player overall, interior offensive line, and I pass on him every time. So let's see what grade we get. And we are again at 215. I'm taking Jack Kaiser, linebacker. And we are going to have competition in the linebacker room in Vegas this year, bro. Mad competition. Let's go Kai Managa. I know it's wild at this spot, but I really think we need another running back. I know we have 7 in that room already, 6 before the draft, which a lot of people don't know that. We were supposed to go over the roster, but I fucked around too much. Damn. I don't know. That's a bruiser. We have linebacker, safety, running back, receiver, quarter, corner, interior, and another linebacker. Oh, it's Mr. Relevant? Okay, that's easy. I'm going to take a guy I should have took last time. Willie Lampkin out of North Carolina. The little 5'9", 10, 200-pound bowling ball. Actually, let's take Jaquez Hunter, see what he is. What do we get for Jaquez in the 7th round? Since there's 35 running backs in this class, that should all go in the 1st round. 2nd round, you know, it's so deep we can get a running back in any round, right? Well, this is the 7th round. What do we get on the grade? We got Jahad Campbell in the 6th. Yes, I know that's way too early. It's crazy, but there was no trade back scenarios, and I wasn't trying to make a trade because I wanted to make a trade in the 2nd round just to show, you know, do something different that nobody's doing. So I wasted a 1st round pick. It is what it is. And a 4th round pick to move back up to 16 to take Eamon Worry. I don't have to talk about him anymore. If you don't know who he is, you could say what you want about highlights don't show everything, but his highlights show a lot. A lot. And you can watch full games if you want to. The bad's not really bad, if there is any. I mean, the not so good, I wouldn't call it bad. But the incredible insaneness is there, flashes a lot. So yeah, I took a chance. Eamon Worry, South Carolina, Pete Carroll type of dude. We got to be. Travion Henderson, my comp on that dude, if you don't know, now you know, is Jahmyr Gibbs all day. Trey Harris, A+, A+ on Henderson. We drafted Will Howard. We have 2 guys in the system, a running back and a quarterback who know the system, one that's going to sit for a year. and possibly compete for a job next year. Um, I just did it just in case Aiden gets traded or whatever the situation, traded on draft day like everybody's saying, which I don't see that scenario happening. But anything could happen. It is the NFL. So if not, you know, maybe they go into camp with four, right? Aiden O'Connell, Geno Smith, Will Howard. What better guys to learn from than a pocket passer and Aiden O'Connell? A dual threat guy, whatever you want to say, or used to be a dual threat. I don't know how much he is anymore. Um, could work, right? Could work. Not a bad pick for a trade back pick. Denzel Burke seems to be the guy the last two drafts tonight. So cornerback at Ohio State, A+. Jake Majors at 213 was an A+. And I've been wondering about this guy from Texas. I really like the film on him. He kind of reminds me, not so intense as JPJ, but has that motor and maybe a little bit more technique, right? He's not going to get so many penalties. He's not going to get beat as much. I think JPJ's aggression sometimes gets him, put in bad situations. And I know everybody loves him because his intensity and his motor, but the penalties got to get cleaned up, man. And Jake Majors, pretty solid dude. I like the film. I like the all 22 that I seen on him, which was a bunch of like what, 5, 6, 7 different games that I watched before I fell asleep. So yeah, A+. Jack Kaiser, linebacker, B+, 215, and Jaquez Hunter, B+. So that's the draft. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 B's. That is horrible. 1, 2, 3, 4 A's. First draft in 2 years that I have more B's than A's, but probably because I've been up so long. So, man, y'all get to sleep. The fuck y'all doing up so late? Peace out. I love y'all. Much love. Rain. Oh wait, that's probably horrible. I should probably end better than that. My bad. Got no class. Got no class, bro. All right, man. I appreciate everybody still in the building. Thanks for rocking with me. I love y'all. Much love. Raiders. Peace, my nation. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Whatever I missed today, we will get to. And again, shout out to all the new members. Jonah, what's good? Appreciate you pulling up. Sorry I didn't see you. Thanks a lot. Love y'all. Peace. Excellent.